Well. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Dave, it's Friday the 13th. What are you doing in Halloween gear?
I know. But Tony Michael, he's in Sackhead Jason gear.
Tonight.
It's a whole other meaning right there, folks. Hey, it's Friday. It's Friday the 13th, March the 13th, 2020. This is Two Dudes and Some Bullshit, episode 60. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, it is a special Two Dudes and Some Bullshit tonight here on this Friday the 13th, March the 13th. This is episode 60, and tonight, Tony Michael and I are watching Friday the 13th, part 2.
Hells yeah.
Oh, yeah, from 1981. Tony, how the hell are you, my man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm excited for this one tonight. This is my favorite Friday film in the whole franchise. This is my third favorite horror movie of all time, Exorcist, Halloween, Friday Part 2.
Exorcist, Halloween, Friday the 13th,
Halloween
Part 2.
78, just to be clear, not Rob Zombie.
Right, yeah.
Making sure we're clear on that.
I know. And another shout out to Dave Vanderhoff, who sent this cool hoodie up to my P.O. box. Dave, you rock, man. Well, actually, he was also the one that sent me this hat. He didn't send them together. He sent this hat about a month or so ago. But
got
he...
the, old pitchfork out there for you, too.
Nice. Tony is all Friday the 13th, part 2'd out. I'm representing Halloween. I don't know why. I just, after I got back from my run, I got out of the shower, I popped this on, I thought, I'm all Halloween.
Thing, you know? Yeah.
Why not, right?
Michael
Why not?
Showing some love from his brother from another mother.
That's exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
On.
Now, Tony, this is a movie that this is your Amy Steele here.
Yeah, this has got my girl in it, and I'm coming along with the script for the sequel, direct sequel that I want to do for the fan film, and got a lot of good ideas. I've got 3 categories going. I got it. Yes, that's going to happen. Possibly. No, but I'm going to write you down anyways.
Right.
You know, like I know it's not going to happen, but I'm going to write you down because maybe something might flush from it. But
that's right.
I like
and that. No, I was just going to say, and that's the way to do it. You just get it all down, and then you start to go through it. You know what I mean, and figure out what's plausible and what's not.
Yeah, you know, I just feel like there's so much to explore with, especially with this version of Jason. You know, we got one film with this. We have no idea what they could have done, you know, if they had carried on continuing with this version of Jason. So I like that idea a lot, being able to play with a character that we really haven't seen much of.
That's right. And it's, I would love to see more of Sackhead Jason and more cosplayers of the, Sack. We're such little kids. Sack. He said sack. Hey, anybody want to kick the balls around? Balls. He said balls.
Yeah, 40 going on 13, folks.
That's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. Good to see people rolling on in here on this Friday night. Kind of out of the ordinary for us, but we're watching Friday the 13th, part 2. Tony and I'm watching the digital copy. Are you watching it? Yeah, you're watching it.
My VHS player down there, it doesn't work anymore.
Doesn't work anymore? Look at that. We both have the exact same one. The exact same one. I think.
Yeah. I think your back has different pictures. No.
No.
You got Sandra and getting speared. You got the group. Yep, we're good.
Yeah, we're good. One. The same thing.
If yours is cleaner, mine's all like got soda stains, pizza stains. I wore this movie out like a motherfucker when I was a kid.
Literally looks like I picked it up this afternoon.
Yeah, I'm like, yours still pristine. Mine looks like it. Well, it has. I mean, I abused this movie as a kid. I watched this thing so much. I'm a sick kid.
This copy is from this particular copy is from Looks like it's 94. I think is when I
got
picked that up.
scotch tape on the corner. Remember, folks, when you had VHS and you would scotch tape the corners
Yes,
down? Yeah,
I do.
I got scotch tape on that corner.
I did that with one of my Elm Street ones too. Yeah. Crazy stuff. Okay, so Tony and I.
Excited. I'm glad we're doing this tonight.
Yeah, me too. Cool. Me too. Tony and I are 12 seconds into the. So we've gone past the Paramount logo, and we have paused it on 12 seconds. We are literally like a second or two.
Black right now.
Yeah, it's a black screen. If as soon as I hit play, we're gonna fade in to the neighborhood street where the kids like itsy bitsy spider. Da, da, da. That is what we're about to see. It's a black screen right now. As soon as I hit play, it's just going to fade in, and that's what you're going to see. So if you're watching it digitally, or if you're watching it on DVD or Blu-ray, if you want to get it to that point, black screen just before it fades in after the Paramount logo, we'll give you a couple seconds to do that. That's an awesome shirt. Where'd you get that shirt?
Damn, who advertised this last year? Terror Treads or Gutter Garbs? It was one of those two. I know because it's that type of artwork. It's one of those two. I can't remember if it was Treads, whatever they are.
Threads,
something like that.
Yeah.
It's either them or it was Gutter Garbs. It's one of those two that did it. You know who Gutter
very
Garbs
cool.
is, right?
Oh yeah. Very cool.
In fact,
Very cool.
I think it was Gutter Garbs because that's where I got the Halloween blanket, the VHS Halloween blanket.
Yeah,
I got these at the same time, literally at the same time, like a week or two apart from each other.
Then that's what it must have been. I still got to get that. Ethan LeBlanc sends in a super chat. Thank you, buddy. He says, y'all rock as usual. Stay sharp. Thanks, man. All right, let's do this. Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Steve Miner.
Steve Miner film. Yep, Steve Miner directed. Baby. Yeah, he also directed Halloween H2O and House from 1986. Right. I think he even directed part 3. Yeah. Let up the water spout.
Dude, as a kid, like, I think I told you this. My grandfather was really into the early first 4 Friday films. Yeah. Really into it. Dude, I could hear this playing in the living room. I would come darting in and just like head first slide and just be like, all right, I'm ready to watch it with you. And he'd be behind me in his rocking chair watching this, and I'd be like, yeah.
That's so cool that you're... Oh, Mom. It's so 80s, like an 80s Chips Ahoy commercial.
On horror films.
Yeah. It's cool. This is a very interesting opening because obviously it's away from the campground. It's in more of an urban area. We don't know who this guy is. If you're watching this movie for the very first time, you'd have no idea who this is. Well, I mean, you might have an idea if you'd watch the trailers, but...
It's a female, actually, in the opening here that's playing Jason.
Yes, it is. Yeah, 100%. Very good. Yes, this is a female here.
Forget her name. But she was one of the, like, not a director, but she was part of the production.
She was part of the crew, yeah. Yeah. And I totally believe that could be a guy. No problem. And of course, here's Adrian King. And you know, I mean, I think it would, I mean, I know you like Amy Steele, obviously.
Final girl, yeah.
I got to admit though, wouldn't it be interesting? Wouldn't it have been interesting if the movie had, like, we wouldn't have known about Amy, of course, and the movie would have continued on with her. There would have been that sort of emotional attachment that we already have sort of to this character. It might have been interesting to see where it went.
How about moving on with her with the passing of the torch to Amy Steele?
Not bad. I like it. You know what? I would have been okay with that. Maybe she ends up at the campground. She ends up sacrificing herself to save Amy.
Something like that. Yeah, that would have been cool.
Ginny,
you know?
Yeah.
And really? Is her name really Deborah Hill, who plays Jason at the beginning of the film? That would be too funny.
Is it?
Is it really? Because they're saying Deborah Hill, and I don't know. I don't know if they're talking about something Halloween related, or if they're talking about the. I think Jason.
They might be making a joke how Deborah Hill played Michael in the original Halloween a couple of shows.
Maybe they are. It's a joke. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that would have been funny if, if it was another woman named Deborah Hill.
Yes. I have to admit, though, whenever I watch Friday, we're at the scene here where we're doing the flashback sort of to just kind of get everybody up to speed. I always found this opening just a little sort of like maybe a little too much. I think they could have gotten through this a bit quicker. Yeah, like it seems like it's taking a lot of time to get everybody sort of back on board to where we are. I mean, the movie just came out a year prior. You know, it's not like it's been, 30 years since we've seen the original, and you got to... it kind of goes on a little bit for me, but I do like the idea of recapping.
Because once they get into the film after the opening credits here, it's a short film. This film moves fast.
It does.
I mean, it really cooks, and I kind of like that. You know, there's no fat on it. It goes, and next thing you know, you're to the point where, Paul, there's someone in this fucking room.
Yeah, it's true. I like that line too. FMM Forever sends in a super chat. Thank you, buddy. Says, I was supposed to be meeting Adrian King and Amy Steele tonight, but the convention was canceled. Thanks for streaming to sort of make up for it. Hey, no problem, man. No problem. We wanted to do this for you guys anyway. So join us. Stay inside. Hey, I came up with an acronym for the COVID-19 situation. You want to hear it?
What?
There it is. COVID-19. It stands for constipated orifice violent intense diarrhea 19 times. No wonder people are going for the toilet paper. Ba-dum-bum-ching.
Yeah, but they're not being too smart with it, because I went into my store the other day. They took all the toilet paper, but they left the food. I'm like, you don't apparently understand the fundamentals. You need the food to get the toilet paper.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's this part here where we're essentially watching the entire ending of the movie again. Now, you could say, well, listen, Halloween 2 did kind of the same thing.
Started from.
Right, exactly.
The beach scene, yeah.
Right. I think maybe starting here would have been the best. It just seemed to go on a little bit, and then we cut back to her, and she's still kind of, dreaming, and it's like, really, still? Like, I don't know. It just seemed a little extraneous to me, but, Now, again, look how close... I don't know, man. If that boy really came out of that lake, I think they would have seen him. I think they would have seen. That's a beautiful lake, though.
I have an idea that I've already put in the not gonna happen category, but I wrote it down anyways, because me and Devin were talking about it the other night, and the idea of what if he never drowned to begin with? What if he was always living out there as a hermit? What if she was using it as an excuse that he drowned, but was really seeking revenge for the negligence the counselors wore towards her kids, and how people were treating her son?
Interesting.
Her revenge. So he never really drowned. So I thought, again, this is me and Devin. I smoked a lot, and I was just tossing out an idea. So everybody don't get mad at me. Like, this is the road I'm going to go with my fan film. No, it was just an idea. I put it right down in the definitely not going to happen, unless I was able to flush it out and really make it, so the audience goes, okay, yeah, that works. You know what I mean? So if I were to say that he didn't drown, he almost drowned, and spent his life living out as a hermit, and came back as an adult, it would make sense rather than just magically resurrecting out of the fucking water. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, no, I agree. I think that's an interesting concept. I like that. I do. I mean, it's different. It's different. Stick with it. Yeah. Maybe not, because, I don't know. Right. Maybe it's something where I talk with you about it more and really flush it out. Like, hey, maybe there is something there to that, Yeah. Again, I'm exploring something that hasn't been explored in the Friday the 13th franchise, which is continuing this version of Jason's story. That's right. Yep. No, I agree. I think it's interesting. I'm curious about it. The Boogeyman is coming, sends in a super chat. Thank you, buddy. Says, Dave, thoughts on Jason Goes to Hell? There are my thoughts on it. Those are my thoughts on it. The only three I have on VHS are the first, second, and the sixth one. I don't even own the third and fourth one. I have them digitally. I own when Paramount released the first 8 on DVD. I own the first 8 on DVD. I don't even own any of the Friday 13th on Blu-ray. I own them digitally, but Adrian King improvised this whole scene. Interesting. I didn't know that. The whole scene, she improvised this. There was no lines written out. She did a good job. I wonder why there was no lines written out. It's weird. There should have been at least something there, a general idea. I mean, they gave her an idea of what to talk about, but she improv the whole thing. It would have been, you know what? I do agree, and I think Adrian King agreed. We're at the scene now. For those of you that are just joining us, we're 7 minutes, about 45 seconds into the movie. Adrian King's character here is talking on the phone, and yes, that's right. I would have, I would have. I think it would have been cool to see her character go beyond this, not just
do the Jamie Lee Curtis thing, because that's essentially what her character does here. It's a useless. It's almost a useless opening. Like, really, if you think about it, this whole opening is really useless because and again, I'm not trying to, I like the movie. It's one of my favorites. I'm just saying, looking at it in retrospect, I think it would have been stronger if they had actually begun the movie where they actually begin it after this whole opening here. Mm-hmm. And then maybe they talk about, whatever happened to her. Hey, whatever happened to that girl, that survived that night, whatever happened to her, where is she? And then maybe she shows up later in the movie to save Amy Steele's character or sacrifice herself to, whatever it is. Like that kind of thing. I'd feel like you do her a disservice like you did with Jamie Lee Curtis, it kind of feels, not quite like that, because obviously Laurie is much more iconic in terms of the overall
character.
Yeah, exactly. But I just kind of feel like, I don't know. It's just kind of like, I think they could have.
I never understood that fourth wall moment either. I didn't get that. You're going to have her do a fourth wall moment and just look into the camera, but why? You know what I mean? Like the phone hadn't rung. Like it's almost as if she anticipated it to I don't know.
Right. No, I agree.
I agree with you. The every film has a weakest, even though it could be your favorite. And the weakest is the beginning here, because it didn't fit the narrative of the continuing of the story of now Jason at Crystal Lake. It was like, okay, so Jason's seeking his vendetta against the woman who killed his mom. Okay, I sort of get that, but I think, like Dave says here, I think it would have been more believable had Alice, the character, found out that shit was going down again at Crystal Lake, and maybe she thought it was the mom again, so she goes back up there to save Jeannie, Amy Steele's character.
Right.
And you have this like passing of the torch type moment. Because I agree, because, it's the same thing that happened with Ellie in Halloween 5. This is a very similar shower scenes. It's very similar, I guess. I didn't even think of it that way, how similar the two are. She gets it pickaxe in the head. Ellie gets it in the throat. No, was it the throat? She gets the scissors in the throat? Or the side? I can't remember.
Kind of under
the shoulder area.
Yeah. Something like that, yeah.
Actually, Halloween 5 and Friday 2's openings there's a lot of similarities actually now in hindsight, looking at the two.
Yeah.
A lot of similar things that happen here. Didn't Ellie get a phone call?
She did. She did. Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Like, holy fuck, as I'm breaking it down during the live stream, I'm like, wait a second, hold on.
It's me, Billy.
Did Halloween 5 rip off Friday 13th Part 2's opening?
Well, there was no dream sequence, though. There was no dream sequence, at least. But I think it just kind of feels sort of like I would have liked her character. It feels just, I don't know. I hate when you build characters up only to,
take a shit on them in the next
film.
Take
a shit on them. Yes, exactly. Let them go out in a blaze of glory. Let them go out. Like, if you're going to kill off the character, I'm actually okay with things like that.
Sure.
Because it creates a sense of reality, and as long as it feels organic, but allow her, because she was, allow her to have her moment, in terms of she sacrifices herself to save a kid at the camp, or Amy Steele's character, or something where she goes out and it's like, wow, that's really cool. Not that she was iconic or anything. I mean, when this movie came out, it was just, oh, that's the girl from the first movie. And
there's no way her head would be in that good condition at that point. It's true. That head would be so decomposed like that.
And all that, and you get kind of attached because you're like, oh, it's the girl from the first movie. Cool. What's going to happen? And then she's killed. And I know it's like, oh, that's it. She's killed. And it's like, well, maybe that's like, oh my God, she's killed. What now? But you could just start the movie here now. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And now the movie, it basically has a really long opening. And then now we're into the movie at what? 12 minutes?
12 minutes.
Jeez.
12-minute opening. Yeah, it's a long opening. That's a long opening.
That's a very long opening.
It's way too long. Way too long in my opinion. That's like, of course, I will say I loved it in the original. I love it in part 2. I forget if they have it in part 3 or if it starts to dissipate, but I forget. Certainly I think they do actually.
They have a small callback to part 2 at the beginning of 3.
Well, it's
the very end, and then it's not long at all. They definitely do not drag it out.
Yeah. But yes. But I was talking about the music. I love the
yeah.
I love that. And of course, that's what's playing right now over the opening title sequence. And love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Music by Harry Manfredini. Freddini. Tabitha Short says, I can't believe he took the kettle off the burner. Yeah.
He's being polite to the neighbors so they didn't have to hear this annoying sound.
That's true. Yeah. Why you... There we go. That's funny. I love it. I love it. Dr. Splinter says, I think this opening sequence is supposed to be shortly after the events from the original film. I think it is too, isn't it? It's supposed to be like...
How?
Well, how can it be though? Because Jason's an adult.
Yeah.
And he's a kid in the at the end of the... It has to be
That's
at least...
why my idea of saying that he never actually drowned. That's why I toyed with the idea of possibly going that and throwing that into my...
I think you should do it.
I think so.
I think you should do it. I think because
it eliminates a lot of the questions of like, well, wait, what, what, you know?
Yep. I think you should do it. Absolutely. Super chat comes in from Ethan LeBlanc, says Jason actress in beginning was Ellen Lutter. Lutter? Interesting. Okay, never heard of her.
There he is.
You're all doomed. You're all doomed. You fucking pieces of shit.
Great
Don't go
actor.
back to Camp Blood.
And he was
Ralph.
really...
Ralph. What's wrong? Somebody, there's something wrong with Ralph.
I forget the guy's name who played Ralph, but he was really well liked by the cast in both movies. Like he was just, he was that guy, you know, on set that everyone really loved and loved hanging out with.
That's right. But
he passed away before all this became really popular too, right?
Oh yeah. I think so. Yeah.
You know, I'm talking like mega popular, where Jason like reached pop culture and stuff. He'd already passed, right?
I believe so. Yeah. When did he pass? Let's find out here. Dun.
There's Jeff and Sandra.
Yep, good old Jeff and Sandra. Now, is it this actress here that looks terrible today? Is it? Not Sandra. No, Ralph actually died. He didn't die till 2004. He was up there. Okay. He was born in 1912. So the actor definitely lived long enough to know that the Friday the 13th series was huge. But it was just on the cusp of the social media craze. He would not, you know, I mean, if
that's right, the conventions and all that.
Yes, exactly. Right. Exactly. The girl that's with this guy here, the guy that's like, that's my truck. Hey,
Sandra.
Yeah. Her. You know, she's kind of cute here, but the way she looks, I think it's this actress.
She got into drugs in the chat.
Yes. Okay, it is her. Oh my God, you should see and it's so sad. I'm just like, oh, she looks like
beautiful.
30,
she's beautiful here.
Well, she's beautiful here, absolutely. Yeah. She looks 30 years older than she actually is now. She looks, I hate to say it. I mean, I'm not trying to be, but she looks, I mean, you know, the chat room knows she looks rough, like really rough. Maybe I could find it. Actually, you know what? I'll find a picture of her and bring her up.
Oh, you don't have to show it online, man. You can send it to me.
Well, I don't mind doing that. I'm not trying to, you know. Oh no, Crazy Ralph. Yeah, 2004. 2004. He died in 2004. And he died where did he die here? Oh, wait a minute, that's not him. I'm trying to get his what he died of. Walt Gorney is his name. He died at the age of 91.
Oh, so he lived a long life.
He lived a long life. Can you imagine if it said he died of like a car accident or something? It's like, holy shit, he could have been going on longer than that. Walt Gorney, 91. You think Jason put that branch there?
Oh, of course. Keep the counselors away. Or maybe his mom. Maybe she's not dead after all.
Ooh. What if? Here's something.
That's where she finds the little sign.
Here's something for you. What if The woman beheaded was not Pamela Voorhees. Bum, bum, bum.
Matthew Hawkins, Tony, Halloween 4, Friday the 13th, Part 2, Friday the 13th, Part 2. It's third on my list of favorite horror films of all time.
Awesome. Super chat comes in from Anthony Bazzuto. Thank you, buddy. Says D&T, did you know this was filmed in Kent, Connecticut?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tony definitely knows that.
Yeah, man. I've been there a few times. It's nothing. It doesn't look, the counselor's headquarters or training facility doesn't look anything like it does. Though the guy who lived there had the old Indian sign that they have up on the side of the house. He kept it from the production.
Right.
So, but yeah, it doesn't look anything like that. But yeah, no, it's filmed in my home state.
Filming your home state, man.
Previous home state.
Looks pretty much like rural Ontario. That's exactly what it looks like up here.
Well, that's what I love about the first two Friday the 13th films is the atmosphere and the setting and the location that they used. You know, very much felt like a isolated camp. You know what I mean? And felt more like a camp than like what the series eventually evolved to before Part 6 got it back on track and brought it back to a campground. You know, again, I don't know why they ever fucking went away from that. But like, you know, watching them come out of these buildings here, you know what I mean? Please repeat what you said. Oh, shut up, Siri. She thought I was talking to her.
She likes you.
I guess she does. But you know what I mean? When you look at the woods and the shrubs, it feels like it's out at a campground. It's green, and I love that.
The way this woman is dressed here,
beautiful.
Well, that's how I dress when I go for my runs.
For the night.
That's how I was dressed today when I was out for my run.
Be honest.
I was out.
Be honest. Are you running with a mask on?
Yeah. Well, I'm running in a little skimpy Mickey Mouse shirt with a crop top with a mask on. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, the Packanack Lodge. That sign that's right next to Paul. The guy who owned, well, this is now going on 10 years because it's been 10 years since I've been back in Georgia. The guy who did own this lodge, he kept that sign.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. The lodge was white the last time I saw it. I don't know if it's changed ever since, but that's like the only thing that's left there. The bar that was there, gone, that they end up going to later on.
See, but Tony's right though. Like, I mean, you know, you're right in the sense that, like it really does feel like, you know, the Midwest or you know, the Northeast. Like it feels like that area where this is supposed to take place. And it because that is really kind of what it looks like up there. Once you go to Friday the 13th Part 3, very desert brown, you know, a lot of browns.
Looks like a little pond. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep, 100%.
Notice there weren't really much establishing lake shots in the film.
That's it. And then Part 4, where was 4 shot?
Same place, California.
Was it? Yeah.
Same state, not place, but same state. There she is.
There she is. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish I had a piece of love music right now here.
I've got Dreamweaver going through my head right now.
Dreamweaver.
And this is all slow motion. Damn, Nev, Amy.
That's for Tony, folks.
Yes.
Nev, Amy, Heather. Fascinating.
That's my screen queen, final girl order.
Very cool. Let me see here.
Heather Langenkamp, for those who are wondering the third one. If I had to explain that's really bad.
Kevin Bacon's Boner says $5 donated if you guys guess which franchise has the most final girls on the first try out of the big 3.
On what?
Oh, on the first try out of the big 3, I think. Wait, if you guys guess which franchise has the most final girls on the first try out of the big 3.
Out of the big 3.
The most final girls, well, that probably, I would, off the top of my head, that probably goes to Friday the 13th, just because of the volume of movies. I would think.
Well,
but maybe
we're defining final girls by the character, not like...
Well, I would assume just by the protagonist in each of the movies.
Right, we're not counting Laurie Strode twice because it was played by Jamie Lee and once by Scout. You know, we're not doing that, right?
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Because it's still just the same character. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's just played by 2 different actresses.
Yeah,
so how are we defining this?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, I already guessed anyway, so I probably ruined it. Dreamweaver. Or was I? I like when he's sitting around the fire and he's telling the story of Jason. I like that. We are, hey, Case just joining us, 131 people watching. We are 23 minutes and about 15 seconds into the movie. Tony's wife is on the screen here.
My wife is on the screen there. Tommy Erdring. Yes, I do. Tommy Jarvis is a final guy. So isn't Mark Patton from Nightmare. He would be well, is he a final girl? How is he calling himself? Make sure I get it right.
He calls himself a scream queen.
All right, so then I will count him as a final girl out of respect for that.
All right.
So Mark,
Kevin Bacon's boner just donated $5. Maybe I got it right. It's all in the bone, folks. It's all
on the bone, baby.
Paul the bone
to be a final guy because Jason doesn't get Paul.
Does he know? Does he not? Because whatever happened to Paul? We don't know. Is it ever said? Is it ever said in part 3 what happens to these characters?
Jason comes through the window at the end, and Paul's at the other end of the door. On the other side of the room. So
and then she wakes up on a stretcher being wheeled into the back of an ambulance.
True. I wonder what the... Oh, Paul.
Oh, Paul, I give you all. No keys.
That's what happened to Paul from Halloween. He came to Friday.
Please, my Paul. But okay.
Paul left Annie for Jeannie.
Oh, here it is. Here's the
scene. He didn't really leave Annie. Annie got killed.
That's true. That's a good point. Here's the scene where he's... I
like the story. And I like the atmosphere. I like how it's lit around the campfire. I remember doing this at camp, I remember doing this with friends in the backyard. Fun in the summertime, camping in the backyard with your boys. Shit, that was the best.
It's a lot of fun.
And doing this, telling scary stories, trying to scare each other. That one idiot friend of yours that brings the porno magazine? Yeah, we had magazines back in the day.
What if Paul is actually Jason in part 3? And he just got I don't know, he started just working out and got huge traps. I love it. I love it.
Nowhere near as big as that.
I love it. I came here for Kristen's mother.
I will say though, even though I know we're having fun right now, the scene is well acted. The performance is really good. It's a very good, strong scene. Again,
and there's no music. It's just
it's
just the elements. That's right.
The elements. Thank you. Yeah, that was the word I was thinking. Elements of the campground. You hear the frogs and stuff.
That's right.
I love that. And why Friday the 13th? Because you got a little bit of that in the first film too.
You did. Yeah.
Then they just went away from it, and I was like, that's the shit that, believe me, folks. These are the little details that I'm incorporating into my film, bringing a lot of this shit back to make people feel like this is a Friday film.
Right. Yep.
Jason's out there, baby.
Jason's out there. Oh, yeah. Always on the prowl. Ready to kill.
I got a request from the chat room here in a moment. I'm going to ask your guys for help on this.
I love it. What's the request?
Okay, you see the spear that this dude is holding. This is the last piece of the puzzle for my sackhead Jason character. I cannot find a fucking spear like this. I have been searching the net like crazy. So you guys who follow me on Instagram, if you guys come across this, please send me a link of where I can find something close to because Jason does use this as a weapon. He kills Jeff and Sandra in the bedroom.
Right. Yes.
And I've got some cool ideas that I want to do for still photos. And then of course I would like to bring it back into my movie. So if you guys can point me in a direction and help me out, that would be super cool. Much appreciated. And you too. If you've run across something like, hey dude, here you go.
Okay. I will definitely let you know. Because
maybe there's something in Canada that I haven't discovered yet.
It's possible. Yep. It might be available up here. I will check it out. Oh, yeah. This is the movie where the guy in the wheelchair gets his fucking machete to the face. Yeah. You take that. Yeah.
That's my favorite kill.
I love it.
My favorite kill in the franchise is Mark's death.
It's a good kill. The Manhammer Air 15 says, I hate all the original Friday the 13th movies. I get the appeal, but even as a kid, I just never really liked them. Yeah, you know what? They're not for everybody. I can understand that. Oh, there's...
I hate all the Harry Potter films. Is what it is.
There you go. All the Harry Potter films, folks.
All of them.
The keys.
I finally saw it. Like, I never read the books, and then everyone was like, just watch it. You're going to like it. If you like sci-fi, it's good. Man, I was like the fucking worst 36 hours of my life.
What's that?
Watching all the Harry Potter films.
You had to watch all the Harry Potter films?
Well, I mean, I committed, you know, everyone,
okay.
because I didn't watch them, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I was never into them, but everyone's like, no, dude, you're gonna really like them. So I'm like, fuck it. And I don't know, it's like a 2-week stretch where I watched them every night. You know, I was like,
I got you.
Oh my
I got
god, this is ridiculous.
There we go.
Here's my girl.
Yes, there is.
Playing some chess.
There she is.
I'll play her chess.
Can you?
The game. I'm talking about the game.
What if somebody tuned in right now?
Kevin
What the
Bacon
fuck are they
Boner. I've
watching?
been waiting to say your name, dude. Tony, have you ever thought about doing a Pamela shoot? Maybe with her crazy psychotic smile foreground, then Jason with the hockey mask standing in the background. Yeah, you know, the thing with Pamela Voorhees, what's really tough is without Betsy Palmer, about a 40-year-old Betsy Palmer, it really makes it tough to convey that in a photograph. You know what I mean? I can put a sackhead, Jason, a character, you know, I can put anyone in that, and I can have a nice girl with blonde hair play Jeannie for me. That's not hard to do. I can easily do that.
Right.
I mean, I'd have to find a woman who really comes real close to looking like Betsy Palmer. And then, yeah, I would totally do that. Short hair and all. Absolutely. If I come across a person that looks like her, yes.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Time out.
Oh, here it is. Time out. Ginny's taking off her shirt, but she doesn't take off her bra, folks. It's just the shirt scene. It's just
I'm having a moment.
The woman. Tony's having a moment. Dreamweaver.
I'd marry her in a heartbeat. Even to this day, I wouldn't even care.
Even to this day. Hey,
in a heartbeat.
Is she married? Is she married?
Great. Someone just sent me. I don't know. I think she is though. Someone just sent me a
She's
photo.
85.
Of her.
No,
she's not 85. She looks great. She looks great. I mean, someone just sent me a recent picture of her. She looks really good.
Yep. Who's there? The fuck is going on? And wasn't Amy Steele interested in coming back for the third movie or something like that? What's the story on that? I thought she was interested in coming.
They offered her and she turned it down.
She turned it down.
She regretted it. And I think honestly, in my opinion, we all regret her not doing it because it would have been really interesting to see where they would have went with the franchise. It would have been a totally different direction. This probably would be the face of Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Unless they planned to change it all along. If they never changed it,
right,
this would have been the same. Sackhead Jason would have lived on, and I would have been fine with that because it's my favorite version of Jason.
Right.
And everything we know would have been totally different. And I kind of wish she had done it. It would have been even with doing one film, she's still a lot of fans' favorite final girl, but she would have been Jamie Lee Curtis of this franchise. Totally would have been that type of character.
I could see that, and she has a redeeming, wholesome sort of girl next door quality about her. Not
saying she might have reached the levels of Jamie Lee Curtis in the movies and stuff, but as far as for franchise face, she would have been the face next to Jason. Yeah,
and I think that's entirely possible, and it would have been really cool to see where it would have gone with her. Oh, here comes Ralph's death. There it is. Ralph's death. Oh my God, he's got him. He's got him.
You knew the moment when Ralph was getting choked, which I got to get barbed wire. Or I did get barbed wire. I got to get more barbed wire.
Shit just got real.
Shot like that. Yeah,
fucking Ralph is
getting
gone.
Off.
Ralph was doomed. Ralph was doomed. God, fuck Ralph. Oh, man, you fucking son of a bitch. Ginny's waking up in bed now without Paul. Without Paul. Beware of bears. I think, what was I going to say?
There's us running.
That's right.
Every day.
Friday. Yeah, that's right. So Friday the 13th. Yeah. I really like part 2 because, like, unless you see the trailer, of course, but again, it's got a bit of that whodunit vibe to it. Not quite as much as the original, but it's like, who is this character that's all of a sudden back, right? You know, and then of course you eventually find out, but it's like, well, wait a minute, if her head was chopped off, who's this? You know, and I kind of like that element to it, you know, and then
it holds up very well for a sequel. It is my favorite in the franchise, but it's very hard to repeat the element of surprise when you've already done it once in the first one. and I thought the execution of it was done very well. And like I said, the introduction of Jason and how they introduced him. And my reasoning for liking the sackhead version over the hockey mask version. Look, I get it. I will never deny the fact that that's one of the most iconic symbols in horror history.
Absolutely.
I never argue that. The reason why I like sack over, I can't say that without laughing. God, I'm 12 years old.
The reason why Tony likes sack over
a hockey mask is I think it's just there's something. One, when you've got a big dude who's a zombie coming at you in a hockey mask, yeah, that's just pretty much naturally terrifying. You know
Absolutely.
What I mean? It's intimidating, terrifying. It's not really creepy. I love that.
I love that juxtaposition. That's such, it's so good.
Friday the 13th went away from that. They did that in the first couple movies where you would have those cuts like that and the jokes. I think McLaughlin did it once in part 6, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the American Express thing.
Right. He was the only one who brought that and I love that. That's Friday the 13th. It's a horror film, not taking itself seriously, but seriously at the same time. And what I was saying with regards to the sackhead Jason, there's just something really creepy about not a big guy, because Gillette, who plays him at the end without the sack, and the guy who played him during the whole film, what was his name again? I forget.
Steve Dash.
Who plays him throughout the majority of the film. It's not a big guy in the sense of like what Jason becomes. And you got this dude wearing a freaking potato sack on his head with one. Why does he got one eye? Like, what the fuck? Like, if I'm seeing that, I'm already fucking creeped out and disturbed to begin with. Okay, now I've got to run for my life because this dude's trying to kill me. A dude coming at me who's a fucking zombie wearing a hockey mask, like, yeah, I'm fucked. You know what I mean? No,
I do. Yeah, no, there's a sense of, I mean, again, it's.
Thanks, Hans. You know what I meant.
Yeah. Jason in part 2, I mean, he's not quite Michael Myers, but because he's the size of him is more, he's more a man than he is a monster. There is a different kind of eeriness to him, a different kind of creepiness to him, and the look, because the look was never replicated again. And like you said, the goalie mask is one of the most iconic images in the history of horror. There is no doubt about that. Regardless of what you feel about the Friday the 13th franchise, you can think it's a all big pile of, it doesn't matter. We can actually measure this. It is one of the most iconic symbols in the history of horror. But what is so cool about Sackhead Jason is we never saw him again. Even in Friday the 13th Part 3, it's not like in the beginning he was Sackhead Jason, and then when he gets the mask, he takes off the sack and puts on the mask. That's not what happens. We don't even see that version of Jason again in the beginning of Friday the 13th Part 3, when we could have, by all measure, he could have gone back to that. And then all of a sudden, he gets the mask from, what the hell is it, Shelley, right? He gets the mask, and he takes off the sack, and he puts the mask on. That would have been a cool kind of scene, but we don't see that. This version of Jason is solely in Friday the 13th Part 2, and because we never ever saw him again, there's a uniqueness about it. There's a coolness about it, and something that hasn't been done to death, and I think
no one takes a chance on this story. That's why I'm totally going to do it. That's why I'm pushing the character heavily on my Instagram, because I want people to know, this character is a good character, and there's a lot you can dive into and not fuck it up and not get stupid crazy and send Sackhead into fucking outer space. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. Hey, question for you. I noticed that your most recent photo of Jason was a slimmer guy. Was that you in there?
No, that's my buddy.
That was your buddy. Okay.
Because I'm trying to be authentic. I have the guy who's playing Sackhead for me is a buddy of mine. He's taller than me, about 6'1"ish, but he's slimmer. But then there's my other buddy who plays him, who's more bigger, who plays the hockey mask version. So I am trying to stay authentic to how these characters were, introduced to us on screen.
Absolutely.
I didn't want to do a big bulky Sackhead because I knew somebody was going to call me out on it on Instagram. Like, dude, that's not the body physique for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
So sure. He's a little bit smaller, but I think I'm in the ballpark of the size frame. You know what I mean? Like I'm.
You know what I'd love to see? Here's one for you, an idea. Low angle shot, looking up at your buddy as Sackhead, and he's got the what is the big pickaxe or whatever it is, the pick
something
or
like that
whatever, and he's going like this, like right at the camera, like coming like about to come down right at the camera, and like maybe he's in focus, but the background's kind of.
I've already got something like that done.
All right,
coming.
see, huh?
Like it's coming,
brother from another mother.
Study, Dave. Study this cop. That's your that's your motive right there.
Study this cop.
I got a part for Dave.
Oh, right. That's right. There. Well, maybe I'm the son of this guy. I don't know, or the grandson. Kevin Spear says, always thought Pam from Part 5 was an underrated final girl. Anyone agree? I have to go back. Oh, Pam. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 'Cause I don't watch Part 5 that often, but yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Pam's all right. Yeah. I like Ginny, and I also like the girl from Part 3 as well. I forget her name.
Like
Chris.
Yeah, and I like my girl from Part 6. Those are my top two favorites.
Oh yeah, the girl from Part 6. Remember when we watched Part? Yeah.
Cook, right? Yeah, it's Cook.
Something like that.
No, Megan was her name in the.
This girl here. What the hell's her name again?
Megan was her name in the movie.
What's the girl here on screen, the one that looks, got into the drugs. Yeah, Sandra. She I don't know why, but she reminds me of a girl I went to high school with, who I haven't seen since high school at all, and I haven't talked to her at all. Don't know whatever the hell happened to her. One of those people in high school, but then I don't know whatever happened to her. She reminds me of a girl, and maybe she's watching. Who knows? Her name was probably still is Tanya Lukowitz. And I don't know why, because I don't think she looks like her, but maybe it's something in the framing, or maybe the size of the face, or the face, or the face shape. I mean, there's something, I don't know. Every time I watch this movie, I think that she just kind of reminds me of that girl in my science class named Tanya Lukowitz or something. And whatever hell happened to Tanya Lukowitz, I have no idea. Tanya, if you're watching, how you doing? I haven't talked to you in years. Probably married with 9 kids. I don't know.
Yeah, I was right. Jennifer Cook is the Part 6 actress's name. Okay.
Cool. Dr. Splinter says, I definitely agree. Pam's my favorite. Robert Thidoff says, do you guys think the coronavirus could delay Halloween Ends filming now? Possibly. Yes, possibly.
That's very much a definite.
I don't think Halloween Kills release date is in jeopardy, at least not yet, because that's October. So it's still far enough away that, it's a day-to-day thing.
This could be an interesting time in movies because, they may end up, a lot of these movies may end up having to go to a quick digital and DVD release because a lot of people may not be going to the theaters over the next few months.
That's possible too.
So with all these new releases that are coming out now, they may have to change their game here to get some money back. You know what I mean? Because they're not going to get nothing back at the box office.
Right.
Love this shit. Love this. I love it. You know what I mean? It seems like Jason couldn't have done this alone. Like in my story and what I'm fleshing out in my head is that his mom, both him and his mom were living out here, that they built this together.
Ah, fascinating. Yeah. What if Pamela, I love this music. Ding, 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 ding. Gling, 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 gling. I love that. I love that part of this score. I've always liked that. It's genuinely creepy. Yes. Yeah.
Maybe it was nice, because I have ideas in mind, where if I had an abandoned shack just like that, where I could do flashback sequences where Jason and his mom are there, and it's not as run down as this. You know what I mean? But they're like her in the woods
for sure. And I love how they
got that toilet, bruh.
Yeah.
You would fail your marine inspection.
This guy looks like a useless stooge. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's great. Ethan Sidelecki says, my school is closed for 3 weeks. Yeah, they, it's March breakup here next week. And then 2 weeks after that, the schools here in Ontario are also closed.
I love that we don't see the reveal yet. I love that they held off on the reveal till the end.
Yes.
We know he's looking at something, but we don't see what that's a headache.
And very Halloween 2 from also 1981. What are the odds that Halloween 2 and Friday the 13th Part 2, both released in 1981, both have police officers / security, that kind of both
That's
get
right.
get it in the head with a hammer while
They couldn't have
searching
copied each other
while
because they were
searching
both
around.
making the movie at the same time.
While searching, it's very strange, indeed.
And I love that they're using the natural lighting. And the reason why you can tell they're using mostly natural lighting here is that in the background, everything just drops off to blackness. And later in the Friday the 13th series, you have the fake lighting sets where everything was lit up, in the woods and shit, where no way it didn't look anything like that. That's what I liked about the first two films. It really had that real camp vibe. And if you've ever been out in the woods, if you're looking out in the woods, it's just fucking dark. Even if you're in a cabin somewhere, you're still looking out into fucking darkness.
Yeah,
and I like they capture that in this.
They would definitely have a few lights set up, but I know what you're saying. Yeah,
like even here, they might have a light shining off the main cottage here.
For sure, they would.
The overhead light, that's it. It's the overhead light, so it's not a whole hell of a lot.
Yeah, because they need light here. They need fill on the people in front, because the overhead light's is not lighting up the front of the porch there.
Area,
no, it's not. No, it's not. It's very natural, very believable. Yeah. See there, the light goes out.
The light goes out, and this looks like a natural setting, and then you get this nice shadow figure of whoever this killer is that we don't know just yet.
That's cool. I forgot about that. He's got the sack on there and everything. It's all about the sack, folks. It's all about that sack. The girl's ass at the beginning of the shower scene. God, I can't even remember what context that was now.
It's probably something I said.
No, it is something you said, but what? I wonder what it was. I stockpiled on 32 movies from my library over the next 3 weeks. Still not enough. I take massive shits. Did you see that video I posted the other day? Fuck. So, at the grocery store, people are going crazy.
Serious, Dave. This is serious.
Dave. See, now she's wearing exactly what I wore earlier today again. God.
Them nipples are ready to launch.
This woman, as if you would get naked and just go for a swim with nobody around.
Oh, ask a girl. They'll do that.
Well,
Ask a girl if they're secluded and there's no one around. Oh, yeah. Girls be doing that shit all the time. As long as there's no one around. If they don't feel, if there's someone around, forget about it. But if they're alone, oh yeah, them girls be doing some crazy shit.
I don't know.
They try to act all innocent, but I read right through that shit.
Nick Townsend says, the first slasher I ever saw, was excited. Oh, this was the first slasher I ever saw. I was excited you two were doing a watch today. Yep. Yeah, I like this movie. Classic for sure. I always remember when I was playing Friday the 13th as a kid, I used to hold the knife or the whatever it is, like Steve Dash, and I always remember the blackened out fingernails or whatever. He had black on his
when he's about to stab with someone with a knife.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. This woman's body here is she works out. Like she clearly works out.
Yeah.
In this scene, listen carefully, and you hear, "Oh my god."
Probably what Jason's saying right now. Like, wait, we're gonna hold off on killing just for a moment. I said that the other day, and everyone got mad at me on Instagram, but it's so true. I said the difference between Michael and Jason is this: Jason gonna let you finish and have fun. Michael's gonna let you finish and have fun. Jason is gonna stop you right as you're about to fucking climax. That fucking Michael let you finish. Michael let you. All right. I'm gonna hold back, man. I'll let you have your fun, but you're gonna die in a moment.
That's true. That is true. Let me see here. Travis Lauderbaugh. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Both movies' first kills are of the name Alice. That's a good point.
Which what? Friday and Halloween. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And they were both pretty much made at the same time. So unless maybe Cunningham and Carpenter were like, hey, what are you up to? What are you up to?
Yeah, I'd like to know. I don't know if. Yeah, I'd like to know when Halloween and Friday Part 2, when their production dates were, like when they actually shot.
Miner and Carpenter.
Mm.
Or Rosenthal, if we're going to get technical on the director.
What if Sackhead Jason was in the water and grabbed her and was like tossing her around? That's what you hear in this scene. It's unbelievable. Frank Reiger sends in a super chat. Thank you, buddy. He says, actually, Tony Michael has got more tail than Jason. Whoa.
I got more ass than Jason.
Well, I think he means you've got more ass than Jason's ever got ass.
Probably. That's not saying much. That's not really a compliment. Look who I'm competing against. I'm competing against what's he, a Mogwai or something? Not a Mogwai, man.
A Mogwai, isn't that is that a gremlin?
That's Gizmo. What's his name? What's the term that they call it? It starts with an M.
Oh right, people are gonna.
There's
an
actual name for it.
Yeah, I always forget this name. What is that name? People will let us know.
Mongol.
This guy deserves to be killed. I love the way. Always sounds like he's. There you go. Mogloid.
Yes.
Well, hurry, okay? Please hurry. I need to be cut down here.
For all its flaws, I gotta say the kill in this it's funny because we all know the machete's upside down. It's still fucking funny. Okay.
Really? Is it? I didn't notice.
The machete's upside down. Yeah, this kill is like. Who was sleeping that day in editing and didn't see that the blade was upside down?
I never know. Are you so the machete?
I can understand in production it being overlooked, but in post, come on.
I've never noticed this.
You don't even have to go to a set or location to refilm that. You could do that in someone's backyard.
That's true. That's true. Interesting. I'm gonna have to pay. It's coming up here in a second, so I'm definitely gonna pay attention to it. That's really interesting.
And again, another fourth wall moment. Like, why? I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, what was the point of the fourth wall there? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a slight break. It's a slight break. Yeah.
Break that I never. It's like Alice's break at the beginning of the film in the shower. Like, it's just kind of not needed.
Right. Yep. I like this little kind of slow track in on him, and he's just hanging there.
Pay very close attention here because he's about to get sliced now.
Right.
Upside down. See?
Oh my God, it is too.
Right? Really? You're just like, who in post did not catch that? Like,
I've never noticed. It does look upside down, but that's
it's totally upside down.
That's a little strange. Why? That's so interesting. I love the effects though, just the blood and everything. It's so fun. She found her birth control.
And I think she dies off camera. You don't see her. Like, she screams into the camera. I think that's it.
She got great abs.
Oh, yeah.
She's definitely one of those early 80s jazzercisers, thigh master, Suzanne Summers workout girls.
Doing aerobics.
1, 2, come on, everybody. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Just moving on. Robert Kitzmiller says, I think that was Jason in The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Yeah, pretty much.
Quasimodo.
Yeah. That's pretty much what he looks like, too. He looks
in
like
this one. That's why I love the look of him. That hermit mountain man.
Oh, yeah. Long black hair.
In 3 and 4 and the rest, I'm just, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Hey, if you're just joining us, we are 51 minutes and 55 seconds into the movie. So basically 52 minutes into the movie here.
I mean, this movie's almost done. I mean, that's what I love about this movie. There's no fat on it. It flows. It
does flow. It is. Yeah, you're right. There's only another half hour. It's such a simple premise. These movies are so simple. So fun.
And somehow yet they managed to screw it up as the series progressed.
Well, I guess because there's only so much you can do. I mean, it's kind of all been done before.
Well, there's a lot of things that they didn't take into consideration back then that a lot of people take into consideration now when making these movies, where, you take the director from part 9, Jason Goes to Hell. When you listen to him talk in the documentary, the Crystal Lake Memories,
right?
He talks very, he did it for him. He did it for him. He did all that stuff for him.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be doing shit for you that's part of a franchise that has a fan base.
what episode was this, or what? Sorry, what episode? What movie?
Crystal Lake Memories, and the director for Jason Goes to Hell.
All right.
A lot of shit he was doing in there, it was his own personal thing. You know what I mean? He was making more for him. And anytime I've ever approached like a photo or how I'm approaching my fan film, it's not for me. I'm making sure that the fans are going to appreciate it as well too, because it's about the fans. And that's why the franchise became such shit, because towards the end of it, people were just making shit for themselves, you know?
That's it.
Not doing the franchise any justice. If these movies came out today, I think the approach would be entirely different.
Oh yeah.
I think entirely different. Canon would be really important. Like they would never think. If Halloween started now, if the 2018 film was the first Halloween film, we would never see a Season of the Witch. They would never.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Fuck with the canon nowadays.
Yeah. This guy, his friend there, looks so fucking goofy. What's his friend's name?
Who?
This guy here. Yeah, Paul's friend. He looks like such a goof. Ted?
I don't know his name of the actor, but
Ted. Yeah, Ted looks like a stooge. Ted looks like a goof. Ted looks like he needs a big punch in the face.
He's that friend that's always cracking jokes where like, yeah, you're funny, but you know what?
Yeah. Nah, Ted needs a punch in the face. Somebody punch Ted in the face. Somebody punch him in the face. But you know what? I mean, this is an acceptable sequel. I mean, it's you know, it's more of the same, but it adds a new element to it, because you know at this point in the game it's not Pamela Voorhees. So who is it? You know, and so it's you know, and it extends it a little bit, you know, a bit of the mythology, and it's I can understand why it's a lot of people's favorite Friday the 13th sequel. I do like it. I do. And then 3 is the one. Well, 3's cool because it's got. Like the things that's cool about 3, really, at the end of the day, is the opening credit music, and it's just fucking hilarious. And it's the one where Jason becomes Jason like we know, you know, with the iconic hockey mask, and you know, I mean, it's cool to watch that transformation, although it's not much of one. But I always, like I said earlier, I always wished that Friday the 13th Part 3 had begun with Sackhead Jason again. I always wish that it would have begun with that and then made that transition. We see the sack come off and the mask go on. I just think it would have been more dynamic. But they weren't thinking about that back at that time. These are just, you know, cookie cutter films they made big money, you know. Frank Riker sends a super chat. Thank you, Frank. Says, why does this band make me think of Weird Al's I Want My MTV?
I don't know, but you would never hold a joint like that. And never hold a joint in your mouth like that, or you get slapped. You'd never put it on the side like that. You'd have that joint slapped right out of your mouth. Cigarette, maybe.
Oh, I thought he was holding for some fucking reason, I thought he was holding an ice pack to his cheek.
Oh, the harmonica?
Yeah, I don't know why. The way he was sitting, it just kind of looked strange. This girl is like all over him all the time. I forget. Oh, right. I know how they get killed now. For a minute, I was like, how do they get killed again? Yeah.
Spear. That's why I need to find a spear. I'm trying to find a spear, and I can't find a damn spear.
Yep. That's right. Tabitha Short says, it seems like there's a lot of looking into the camera in this movie. You are right, Tabitha.
A lot of fourth wall in this, and I don't understand why they did that. I mean, it's a flaw. Like every movie has flaws in it, and that's definitely one that I didn't understand the direction on that, why Steve Miner asked the actors to do that, and I have to ask him one day, I guess.
It probably was to create a sense of, well, it is. It's to create a sense of self-awareness with the audience. Like, you're still there, right? You know what I mean? It's just it's not totally
keeping their attention.
Right. It's not spoof, but it's just a very, very slight wink. You know, like, you're still there, right? This is creepy. Hey, psst, this is kind of creepy, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like, it's just a very, very slight. It's not Scream, you know, level self-aware, but it's just very, very kind of slight. Steve Miner, I mean, you know, he directed House, which is kind of cheeky, and you know, he just would have been something he told them to do. You know, it's not necessary though. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't do anything really. A lot of bras in this movie though.
A lot of bras. Love it.
Oh, man.
I wonder if Ethan LeBlanc. I wonder if Friday the 13th and Halloween could swap pulling off soundtracks.
That's an interesting experiment. That would be an interesting experiment. That's a very interesting experiment.
That's an interesting
Stone Cold Steve Austin is here.
Hell yeah!
Everybody give me a hell yeah! Hell yeah! Just got done talking to Jason Blum on the damn phone, and I can confirm I will indeed be in Halloween Ends, and I will indeed stomp a damn mud hole on Lori and give her... I just got done talking to Jason damn Blum on the phone, and I can confirm I will indeed be in Halloween Ends, and I will indeed stomp a damn mud hole on Lori and give her a damn stunner. Oh, hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
Because Austin 316 said so.
And that's the bottom line, because I said so. There you go. Stone Cold Steve Austin here. Thank you, Stone Cold.
Sounded like 90-year-old Steve Austin for a
damn
moment.
Fucking right it is. No, this would be 90-year-old. This would be... I just got done talking to Jason Blum on the damn phone, and I can confirm that everybody wants... Give me a hell yeah.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Oh, hell.
So who in the chat room right now is watching at the moment with us? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Say me if you're watching it with us.
Say me. Me? Oh, there's another ass shot. There you go, Tony.
Lot of ass, baby.
Lot of ass in the movie. She's in her underwear outside. Are you guys, there you go, me, timestamp. Timestamp is 59 minutes and 50 seconds into the movie. So almost 60 minutes, almost a full hour. You guys are you guys at the spot where we are? About an hour into the movie? What's her face is outside. It's beginning to rain. She's in her underwear. She's going to go inside. You guys at that scene too?
Yep.
Look at that shot of that cheap early 80s lightning special effect that came across the screen.
You gotta love it though. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's great.
Seriously.
I love me some thunderstorms. I love a good mystery and some... You gotta have a thunder... That's one thing you gotta have in a Friday the 13th movie. At some point, there has to be a thunderstorm.
I'm gonna try something here through the phone off of my cell phone.
Oh, here we go.
Just for a split second, just so people can get the feel of what it would be like. Because we're coming up to his death, but I gotta time it just right. And when I think, right now. That's what it would sound like, folks.
That's what it would sound like. That's what it would sound like. There you go. I gotta say though, it's a great death. There he goes down the stairs. It's a great death. Whereabouts are you right now?
Right, he's about to get it now.
Yeah.
He's going down the stairs.
He's going down the stairs. Oh,
my favorite kill in this whole franchise.
It's too bad they didn't let it go longer than that.
At least he let them finish.
That's true. That's true. He did. He let them finish.
Early Jason was cool. Later Jason was a
one last bang. That's what
one
this is.
last bang.
One last bang, folks. That's the end of it right there. Tab the Short says, I'm watching the movie, but on damn Hulu with commercials. So, so I'm sure, I'm not sure what spot you guys. Well, we're about an hour and
what minute mark are you at?
61 minutes and about 45 seconds. Jason's coming into the cabin now to kill what's her face and what's his face.
I'm at the 1 hour, 1 minute, 49 second mark.
Yep. Same with me. He's got the spear. He's about to go up the stairs here. Yep. He's gone. Oh, it would work. I mean, well,
kind of. The pacing's a little off.
The pacing's off. There would be elements that would work. There would be elements in certain areas that would work. I think somebody should do a fan edit with Friday the 13th with Halloween music and with Halloween with Friday the 13th music. That's what I think somebody should do. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
There you go. I like that.
It's not a bad idea. Just swap it back and forth and, do it that way. See, he's so happy. What a way to go. What a way to go on top of a naked woman. If you're going to go out, men, I can't think of a better way to go out than that, right?
That's
Am I right? I'm right. There it is. There it is. Oh, coming down. Oh, right through
that
both
80s
of
lightning
them.
again.
Yep, that's right. Very concentrated and centralized.
How about Superfly there in the bar wearing the red lapel and the brown jacket?
Now, that's a
Superfly.
sexy man. That's a sexy man right there. There's
Absolutely.
Ted. Somebody punched Ted in the face already. Jesus, this guy needs a punch. He just looks like a goof.
I know.
I know. It's like you said that like he's your friend and he pisses you off from time to time.
He does. It's just that one character. Again, there's flaws. Like I said, there's flaws. There's even flaws.
I don't consider it a flaw. I think it's just funny.
No, it's a flaw. I think they overplayed the annoyance of his character just a little bit too much, But maybe that's his approach to it. Maybe that's how he wants you to feel.
For sure.
If that's the case, then hey,
absolutely.
You did a great job.
Oh yeah. No, I think it's intentional. Listen, I mean, one of the greatest oh my god moments is Friday the 13th Part 4 with Crispin Glover and the dead fuck and the the crazy dancing. I mean, that's pretty crazy too. Frank Riker sends in a super chat and says Sandra got the point twice. Ooh. There you go. That's for Frank, folks.
Oh yeah, this is when we see Gothic Jason with the black nail polish.
Oh, it's here. Oh, right. This is it. Yeah, and it's very Hitchcockian. This scene here actually is very Hitchcock.
Very Hitchcock-like.
Yes, it is, because she's kind of there going like this, and she's not trying to run away or to whatever. She's just kind of like it's like a sort of a very sort of moment in time. It plays out very sort of like a stage play almost. It's very cool the way they did this. And I did like, again, I'm not saying it is Hitchcock, but it's got a bit of that flavor to it as she's sort of backing up into the corner and it's just the knife coming in with the black nail polish. And I've always kind of liked this. As a young kid, I remember, like when I think of Friday the 13th Part 2, it's one of the scenes I remember.
The reveal here.
Yes.
This is beautifully done. The first time we finally see the sackhead at almost the end of the movie.
Yes.
And I love that.
Yeah, that's right. Well, same thing with Pat. Like we're 65 minutes into the movie now, and we finally get him. Whoa. Ooh, I like that too. The blood coming out.
Almost like a Halloween vibe.
Very much.
And he's got the butcher knife.
A little bit. Yeah.
Oh, it looks more bruised. It's not painted. His nail looks okay. So maybe his nail's bruised.
Didn't. Yeah, I never
bruised.
meant to. Yeah, I didn't mean to suggest that it was painted. I just meant that's what you think of as a kid, right? Yeah, very Hitchcock.
Yes.
Very cool. Bit of blood on her lip there. I like that. Yeah, I've always liked that death. I like when he sort of stands up as well, and you're like, oh, so that's what he looks like. It's cool. Definitely cool for sure. The Film Addict says, hey, Tony, do you think they should have had Jason wear the sack head longer in the 2009 remake and wear the hockey mask at the end, probably?
No, I think the 2009 remake should just burn.
There you go, folks.
Dude, I'm not a fan of that film, honestly.
Burns, that ring of fire, that ring of fire. Preparation H, folks. Try it out.
Yeah, man, I don't think I own it, do I?
What? Preparation H?
No. Oh, it's on Is it on Netflix? Nightmare, the new the remake of Nightmare is on Netflix now.
Oh, is it?
If I have it, it's on Netflix, but I don't own the remake.
Da, 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 da.
Here's one of the most infamous lines in the franchise. Well, almost. Getting close to it.
Are we? And what's the line?
Paul, I think there's someone in this fucking room.
Yeah, that's right.
She signs almost everything like that.
Does she? That's cool.
Because I've seen people share pictures of like who've met her at conventions because everyone knows, how much I love her, and who follow me through doing this show with you. They've met her at conventions, and they've sent or shown me, selfie shots of the autograph. Right. There's someone in this fucking room.
I love the blood in the sheets there. It's great stuff.
Yeah.
Love that. It's great. Oh. I should do that. I should do a comedy version of a Friday the 13th movie where I just I have ka 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 ka.
Sound like a 900 number, Dave.
Like, what the hell is this shit?
Here we go.
Here it comes. Paul, I think Tony Michael's in this fucking room.
Fuck yeah. 2-year-old Yeah, we would have been 2. We would have been 2.
Well, by the time you watched it, you would have been older, but not old enough.
4. I'd have been like 4 or 5 or 6
That's
when
true,
my grandfather was watching it.
That's a good point.
There he is. Oh, there's somebody in this fucking room. See, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You look at him next to Paul. He's not a big guy.
No, he's not a big guy. No, he's just an average size guy.
That's what so that's like, why I chose to go to more of a thinner sackhead Jason. Like, I'm going to guess this is Steve Dash at this point still playing Jason. I think, in fact, Gillette only plays him at the end when he's unmasked. They pulled a Halloween there.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Someone else to play him.
Yeah, that is correct. But you're right. He's just a regular size guy.
Guy. He's not big.
Sackhead Jason could be you or I. I mean,
exactly. And I think that's what makes it more like, what the fuck? Who is this dude?
I love this scene when the pitchfork comes through the door. I love that. It's just so like, whoa, fuck. Like, it's just kind of like, I love that. There's something about him. It's too bad he didn't. How iconic would it have been if this version of Jason, even though he uses a few things in this movie, right? The spear, the machete, the butcher knife, the pitchfork, the pickaxe. I think it would be really cool if the pitchfork became like synonymous with this version. There's just, I guess it's not here.
That's why
it's coming up in a second.
That's why I bought the pitchfork, dude. That's specifically why I bought the pitchfork.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm totally making that his go-to, like Michael's is the butcher. I agree. I think the pitchfork should be a very valuable. It should be used almost once per kill in a Sackhead Jason movie.
It's so aggressive looking and it's so dangerous looking.
Well, think about it. I mean, when you think of the horns and the pitchfork, devil.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
It's one of the symbols of evil.
That's right. And I thought it was coming up a few minutes ago. No, it's right here.
No, you're right. It's close.
Yeah, it's really cool. Really, really cool stuff.
She's got a little Shelly, what's her name from The Shining going on with the knife right there.
I was just going to say, great
Shelly,
shot though. Lower angle shot, looking up at her. Yeah, right there when he's just holding it. And he's just holding it like that. It's so eerie. That's Ralph. Imagine if he was alive barely and he's like, "You're doomed." That would have been so cheesy.
The keys.
The keys. The keys.
I hated that line. I hate that line in that movie, dude.
The keys. The keys, dude. Yeah.
When she's at the door pounding.
Yeah.
The keys.
Yeah. The keys. Oh,
shut up.
Tommy. Yeah, and then he's like, okay. I love that too. He's right. He's right by.
He's a little bit like Michael in this. He pops up and then
a little bit. There's
Michael-esque.
There's moments. There's moments. Yeah, little moments. And I love that the pitchfork coming through this. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
it's great.
You see what I mean? Like, and
of course it can do that because it's a convertible top. So
yeah, got the hand coming through.
Yeah. Open the car. And look how he just kind of roll. Like, he just looks like a guy our size.
He does. That's what I mean. He's not.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it more frightening, you know?
Yeah.
Of course, Jason runs in this.
Both versions of Jason are frightening. They're just frightening in different ways.
Different ways.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Hockey Mask Jason, he's intimidating. I mean, he's
absolutely
intimidating, frightening.
Yeah.
This is just more really fucked up, creepy, frightening, and it's my personal favorite.
Right. I gotcha. Yeah, that's right. Jason does run in this.
Yep, there he goes running.
Right in the balls. Yeah, and I love how he grabs his balls. Like, oh, fuck.
Fuck.
Oh, you son of a bitch, you goddamn blonde bitch. Get back here. That's what he says. It's like, holy shit. He yells that. Oh, you blonde bitch. Like, holy shit.
Genie, the first to adapt the semi-crane kick to the balls.
That's right. Yeah, pretty much. Tab of the Short says, okay, I know I'm behind on the kills, but that girl had plenty of time to run in the cabin. Jason was walking so slow towards her. Yeah. I think, he sliced her leg. Don't forget, Tabitha, so she was probably a little injured. But I know what you're saying. I definitely know what you're saying. She could have fought for her life, right?
Jason Nike, Ted White is his favorite Jason. That's yours too, right, Dave? That's your favorite?
Ted White and Richard Brooker. Yeah. Well, in terms of that look, in terms of right. Yeah, exactly. But I love me some Steve Dash too.
Up and misses. You know what I mean? Like I like that shit. You know what I mean? It creates a real natural suspense, you know?
Yeah.
To
like
the scene in the moment.
He's not supernatural in this movie.
No, that's what makes it so scary.
Yeah. He's not supernatural at all.
And I like this little passage of time as they're running through the almost dark. You know, I know it's studio light, but you know what I mean? Where the films progress.
It looks legit.
If exactly, it looks legit here as Amy and Jason are running, or Jenny and Jason are running through this scene here. Yeah. If it were part 3, 4, whatever, or even 6, it would have been more lit up. And I don't like that. I don't like when you're shooting in the woods where they over light the set just because they want to get the shot. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
Back on it.
You know, I've said this 1,000 times. I love, especially the old school Friday the 13th films, 1, 2, you know, you can throw 3 and 4 in there, but certainly these first couple, I love the claustrophobic nature of the nighttime scenes. It's very dark, claustrophobic, it's eerie. It feels like you're really, like these characters are really in their elements. It's not overly exposed or overly produced. Like Tony said, like you would probably get today.
Or even as the series progressed.
Or as the series progressed, that's right.
Filmatic, least favorite Jason look, the spaceman robot one.
Oh, yeah.
From part 10.
Yeah, and whatever the fuck he was at the beginning of Jason Goes to Hell, I don't know what the hell that was. At the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
I don't like the look where the mask is embedded into his face.
Everything.
Yeah. I get why it's like, I get why it's embedded into his face. It's like grown. I get it, but I'm just like, man, what are the odds a rat would be here? You're a rat in a maze.
It's the rat looking for the snake that was chopped up in the first film.
That's it. See, I could do a voiceover for this rat. Oh, hi, how are you?
And I like that, you know, the peeing. Because she's fearing for herself. Like, there's elements like this that, like, you know, when you're going through something so traumatic, shit like that's going to fucking go down. And I 100%. Like those little elements that they threw in here. That's
a very realistic thing to do. And I love the pitchfork coming through the bed as well, through the mattress here in a second. And right in front of her face. So the blades, I think, no? Oh, I thought it did.
No, it's close. But he's on the chair and he falls.
Oh, no. Okay, it's not what for some reason
breaks the pitchfork.
I had a scene in my head that does not exist in this movie. I thought the pitchfork comes through the mattress of the bed and right in front of her face. Strange.
No. Now he's getting leather faced.
Yeah, he is. Oh, look at and look at him.
He took a shot. Took a shot.
Oh yeah, fucking chair. WWE.
Oh, yeah.
If you smell,
he went all stone cold on him. That's what I mean. She's the. Hold on, before I say this, I'm going through all of them in my mind. She's really the only one that goes toe to toe with Jason. I'm going through it all in my mind right now. Who fought like?
Well, a lot of them fight back. A lot of them fight
to
back
this level. You know what I mean? To what Jeannie did. I mean, yes, Adrian King fought Mrs. Voorhees, but I'm going through my mind right now all the final girls throughout the series and who fought them.
Right.
What's her name in 3 doesn't fight him, and the girl in 4 definitely doesn't fight him.
Right.
I mean, they get away from him, but they're not fighting Jason like Jeannie fights Jason in part 2.
I got you. I love how this little pond of water here used for the audience to sort of separate, you know, Crystal Lake and the new camp. You know what I mean? It's like separation.
Yes. Yep.
You know, like you've crossed into dangerous territory.
Well, the girl from 7, you know, from New Blood, she does the telekinesis thing. So there's that. She goes toe to toe with him, but
she does.
I mean, it's basically Carrie versus Jason.
Yeah, I hated that. I love how you can see him like it's like a frame within a frame there, and I like that. You can see him coming through the door, and then she turns around, and it's Jason's mother.
And then there was the stupid robot that fought
Jason, mother's talking to you.
Before he became superhuman robot Jason, right? In the cheesy Jason X film.
I haven't seen Jason X.
The robot fights him and shoots him up, and he gets the micro ants or something like that, and turns into the worst looking Jason ever. I'm going through the series in my mind right now. I'm playing it all in my head, trying to remember. But as far as toe to toe, she really, it's more of a fight between her and Jason. You know what I mean? And even to the point where it gets even psychological here, where she puts on the mother's sweater.
She does.
And everything.
She puts it on. Jason, mother's talking to you. She's putting it on. fits like a glove. Maybe the sweater possesses Ginny and she becomes the new killer. Oh my God.
Maybe.
She becomes his mother.
The girl from part 4 doesn't fight hard. Corey Feldman's the one who kills him at the end and beats him up with a freaking machete. Because, yeah, I'm going to get beat by a 12-year-old.
Yeah. I think they all fight to a degree, but I do understand what you're saying.
Not to the level of what Amy Steele's doing.
I understand what you're saying. And there's the pickaxe.
That's the pickaxe, yep.
Wait a minute. Is that the only time we see it ever?
That's it. Well,
wow,
he gets her in the leg with it.
Okay. I was just going to say, it's so identified with this version of Jason, yet he hardly ever uses it.
He only uses it right here.
Yeah, that's so strange. Jason, mother is talking.
The symbolism of this is very important too, because of the connection he has with his mother.
100%.
It shows you where his mind is at. You know,
that's right. It shows you that there is a very simple, childlike mind within inside. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
He's
not mature.
Kneel down now because he thinks this is his mom.
Right, exactly. He's probably, 20 years old here. I don't know how old he's supposed to be, but he's probably 8 in his head, or 5.
Yeah, and his mother's everything to him.
That's right. Frank Riker sends a super chat, says she should have Febrezed the sweater first. Yeah, she should have.
I have a copy of that, a literally exact type sweater and everything. I had it made, stained and everything that I use for photo shoots.
Very cool. There it is. She's going to go down. No. He blocks it.
And it gets her in the leg right here.
Ooh, right in the leg. Jenny!
Paul to the rescue.
Oh, you fucking son of a bitch. And that's it. We never see the pickaxe.
Paul overpowers him a little bit here. A little bit, not much.
Ooh,
and then
shit starts falling down. Ooh. Bum, 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 bum.
Oh,
Paul, I give you all.
That's what she's thinking right now.
She is. Jason's kicking your ass.
Oh, yeah, there's the girl in the crop top dead. This shot using a girl with blonde hair.
Yeah.
To play Jenny for me.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, with the machete.
Nice.
Guy
here it is.
Jason with the pickaxe in his hand.
And it's mirroring the end of the first movie, but she doesn't quite chop off his head, of course.
No,
just kind
shoulder shot.
Shoulder shot and kind of,
Do you know, in making this movie, he really cut himself here, and he had the machete inside of him, and he had to go to the hospital, and he walked in like that.
Steve Dash?
Steve Dash did, yeah. He walked into the hospital, and they looked at him like, holy fuck. Like, they thought the machete was the reason, but he was actually there to get stitches in his hand.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He got scarred from making good old Steve Dash, man.
Learn something new every day about certain. I love that they take it off. And I love that they take it off, but we don't see it until he comes through the window of the end, which is it's a scary ending.
Great jump scare.
Yeah. And I love, too, when they think it's somebody at the door, but they open the door and it's the little dog. I thought that was a nice sort of full circle moment,
Yep.
Cute little dog. You fucking little booty boo. That's how I talk to my cat. I talk to my cat like that. Oh, you little Veda. You want a tummy rub? My cat loves tummy rubs. She'll be like meowing at me, and then she'll flop down and she'll show me her tummy, which is
Xena's the same way.
Yeah. And I'm just like, oh, tummy rub. She's like, yeah. She loves it. She's great. That's them crossing over from Crystal Lake back to safety. There's a certain level of false sense of security that you get when you cross over back into the sort of, normal area. If you're just joining us, we're coming up to the end of the movie here. We're an hour and 20, about almost an hour and 22 minutes into the movie. We're coming to the very end here.
This movie flew by fast.
It did, man. It's got good pacing to it. It does.
Very good pacing. Very good. And these are little things that I'm writing down, making sure that, again, keeping that feel for Friday the 13th.
That's it.
Keep the pacing good. Even the first film, same way. It's paced very well.
It is. Yep. It is. It's okay.
Oh, wait. You're okay, Jenny.
Blue Addict says they wanted Tommy Jarvis and Jason Goes to Hell, but New Line didn't have the rights to the character, so they made the character. Oh, really? Wow. Okay. Well, it's a garbage fucking movie anyway.
Yeah.
Tabitha Short says, Tom, why do you keep giving me a crying face? Tom's giving a crying face at Tabitha? I don't know. Tom. I thought you were talking about something in the movie. Tom, you're at Tabitha crying. I don't know. Maybe he's, I don't know. I don't know. Paul, Tom, why are you giving Tabitha a crying face? Here it comes. Here comes a little dog. Is Tony going to show us a little dog? I thought Tony was got a little dog statue. Here comes the dog.
I was holding up the.
Oh, I didn't see it. Oh, fuck, I didn't see it. Dude, that's amazing. That's awesome. I love it.
Come on, Jason.
Is that real or is that
no,
real?
This is a legit one.
Not.
It's exactly
yeah.
Like they used in the film, same type.
Yeah.
Took me forever to find one, but I found it.
Oh, the little dog. Look how cute that little dog is.
Muffin. Here comes Gillette, the best a man can get.
Gillette, the best a man can get. Remember those 80s ads? You guys remember those 80s ads? Remember Speed Stick? They take like their finger across the top and goes on dry. They'd snap their fingers. Dry.
There it is.
There it is.
I love this look of Jason, man.
Coming
I
down.
love it.
Fucking just, look at that. Looks like a hillbilly fucking just, and the machete is still lodged in his shoulder. It's still, I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or is that just a cut? Yeah, it's just lodged. He's like,
and they did a great job of keeping, what's his name? Savini's original Jason look. Real good.
Yeah.
Really good.
They honored that. And okay, so now here's the thing. So we flash to white. Jenny's being put on a stretcher. She's being wheeled into the back of a classic early 80s looking ambulance. Where's Paul? And she's even saying it. Paul, where's Paul?
Where's Paul?
Did Paul even exist? Or was Paul just in her imagination?
Or was she in there riding off in the ambulance saying, Paul, I wish I had you
all alone. Just the two of us. I wish I had
you. Know what I love about the ending of this? Everybody, even to this day, myself, I want her eyes to open. But she never does. That's what I love about this, because you're anticipating, okay, is the eyes going to open? And the eyes going to open?
Right.
I'm glad they never did that. I think in the documentary, they toyed with the idea.
Ends right there.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
But I think they toyed with the idea of opening her eyes. I'm glad they never did that.
Right. Yeah, because I agree.
You want it to open, but it doesn't happen.
Right. Yep.
Such a good movie.
There you go, folks. That is it. Friday the 13th, part 2. Starring Amy Steele, John Furry. I didn't catch it quite there. What up? Adrian King, so on and so forth. Fascinating stuff, folks. Oh, Paul, I give you all. Hey, let's go to the chat room and see what's going on in the chat room and see how you guys are doing. How is everybody doing? Did you watch it? Did you like it? Were you watching along with us? Friday the 13th, part 2. Let's see here. What do we got going on? Michael Myers says, what, in your opinion, is the most dangerous opponent Rocky has ever faced? I'd probably say Ivan Drago. I'd say is probably
Drago is dangerous, but my favorite still is Creed.
Oh, 100%. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Robert Thidoff says, do you think Halloween Kills will also have flashbacks from Halloween 2018 to tie up loose ends or add what was missing from the 2018 film? I think it's you might, but it's also my understanding that Halloween Kills picks up immediately where the first one left off. So I think if you do, you might see again maybe the tail end of the 2018 film as just a quick recap, but that's about it. I don't think you get flashbacks throughout the movie. I don't think. Yeah.
The girl's ass at the beginning of the shower scene. D&T. Which portrayal of Jason has the best physicality and presence?
Well, what's your measuring stick though? Like in terms of what?
Define that a little bit better for me before I answer that, and then I'll answer that. How about that?
Like we know what you mean, but in terms of like intimidation, brute force, brute strength.
There's so many versions of Jason.
What we think is just the coolest. I don't know. You got to put it in there. Tabitha Short says, I still have 5 minutes left. Tabitha,
Enjoy
we love you.
5 minutes, Tabitha.
Jason Knight says, I got to watch Cody Leach's kill ranking after this. Yeah, he just put up a kill ranking. Cody was on McRae Live this morning. If you want to check out that interview, it's up on the channel now. And he just uploaded this afternoon. He ranked all 108. Yeah. Yeah.
He ranked all
Yeah, he did. All 181 kills in every Friday the 13th movie.
Crazy.
Like
That's
the guy, it's absolute dedication.
Dedication.
100%. I have absolutely no interest in doing that, and no interest in doing that even with Halloween.
I will rank it.
It's amazing. It's total dedication.
Mark
Love
getting
it.
the machete in the head, going down the back of the stairs in the wheelchair. That's where it ends for me.
Yeah, that's a good kill, man. I got to find out where he placed that. Lost Boy Bios. Dave, could you imagine back in 78 how people felt the first time they seen Laurie getting chased by Michael down the stairs, and then they hear the Shape Stocks theme? Wow. Yes. I mean, well, no. I mean, yes and no. I totally get what you're saying. I mean, you know, look, the original Halloween's my favorite horror movie of all time, but I mean, it's a little, I mean, it's great because it relies on things that are universal, and a lot of that theater of the mind, Hitchcockian type of execution is often timeless. Now, the production value and, the look of, film and, things like that can often be a little dated, but the story and the simplicity of the execution of the movie is often timeless because they're relying on old classic sort of things. Like Psycho is dated, right? But it's timeless. If you watch it today, it's still great. You know what I mean? Because of sort of the execution of it. But yeah, to see something like The Exorcist for the first time or Halloween for the first time, I mean, it was genuinely frightening. We've been so desensitized now because, the threshold of what is frightening, there's a word for you. It's a cross between frightening and thrilling, I think is what I was going to say. The threshold between what is frightening today is so wide now. And, people weren't exposed to the things we are now. I mean, listen, if I wanted to, and you guys know this, come on, we're all not new to the internet here. If I wanted to, I could Google right now, I'm not going to, but I could Google right now, beheading video, and I could watch an actual person murdered and beheaded. I could do it like that. I might have to go to a certain site, fish around for a moment, and I could find one like that. An actual beheading video of somebody being murdered. I mean, this is the world we live in. 1978, that's not the world. There was no internet. There was no, it was just like it was so, oh my God, like, look at this. Oh, imagine that. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Anyway, I'm going up, but Tony, I mean, I'm sure you agree.
Yeah, no, what I was just going to say, my goal for my fan film, there's nothing that I can do that's going to surprise someone or go, oh, that was, you know what I mean? Because it's all been done pretty much.
Right.
If my goal my goal is to make people watch it and go, that felt like a Friday the 13th film with some creep factors, things that might go, oh, that's a little bit on edge. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be able to scare you in the sense of scare because we are so desensitized. There's nothing that I'm really going to be able to do anymore because it's, like I said, it's all been done.
That's right.
So the goal is to make people watch it and go, this feels like a Friday the 13th movie.
That's it. It. Yep. Yeah, no, exactly. And that's what you do the best you can. You let the chips fall where they may. And as long as people at the end can go, you know what? That felt like a Friday the 13th film. Great. It's the same.
Just like with It's Me, Billy. If I watch that and go, you know what? Fuck, this felt like Black Christmas. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And it felt and it feels like a natural organic extension, of what we know. And that's important. And I couldn't agree more. Tab the Short says, now I know why you guys were saying muffin.
Do you know the
Muffin Man? The Muffin Man. Muffin. Oh.
Melissa Diener, why are you so weird? Because I smoke a lot of weed. Good night, everybody. Tony is here all week. The coronavirus is not keeping him away. Terrell Sim says, Dave, you guys should do a director's roundtable. You, Cecil Laird, and Vincent DeSante talking your movies. Whatchamacallit, the film you guys do? The Freddy film?
Yeah. The Freddy film. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Once Never, because you know what? Once Never Hike in the Snow is out, and Dylan's New Nightmare is out, and It's Me Billy is out.
I remember the title of the movie. I was like,
yeah,
damn it, I know the name of it.
Maybe. Not a bad idea. Did I miss any super chats? I want to make sure I didn't. I don't think I did. Frank said the Febreze, and then we had the 78 Halloween. No. Okay, good. Just want to make sure I'm not missing any.
129. Dave and Tony, do you like part 5? I mean, no, when I was younger. I have fun with it now because there's a lot of boobs in it, and I do shots when I see the endless amount of boobs. Because I think the director, wasn't he a porn star director? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Was he?
On that.
If he was, there are a lot of boobs in that movie.
Yeah, there are a ton of boobs. Someone in the chat room, correct me if I'm wrong, but was not the guy who directed part 5 a porn star director? I'm almost 100% positive that is true.
Right.
But I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive.
Could be wrong.
And that's why there's a lot of boobs. But I mean, it's if I have fun with it and don't take it seriously, it's okay. If I take it serious, then no. But I will say this, it keeps in continuity. It doesn't stray away from the continuity.
It does. As
Tommy
crazy
Jarvis is there, and it keeps the story of him going.
That's it. As crazy as it sounds. Tabitha Short says, Dave, what are you going to do with all your spare time after these fan films are finished? Well, who knows? I mean, we got to keep going, right? I mean, here's the thing. Right, because if you think about it, if Dylan's New Nightmare is successful, and how you measure the success of a fan film obviously is not by box office receipts, but by views and sort of the reception of the buzz, right? And if that's successful, I know Cecil has ideas for more, so that might there you go. And then, of course, Tony's got, his idea with this Friday the 13th movie. And then, of course, with It's Me, Billy, if It's Me, Billy is successful in the same ways, Bruce and I have... We have sort of an idea for something with that too.
Yeah.
So it's you just but if I did have a bit of free time, well then maybe I don't know, I'd just maybe focus more on the channel, and I don't know, we'll see what's going on. It's an interesting time right now. I have some voiceover work that I'm supposed to do next week for a couple of national ads that will air in the US. And but I don't know if we're going to record it. I don't know if they're going to want to bring me into the studio, or if they want me here or at home. I'm not sure what's going to happen there. So it's a very interesting, because of the whole COVID-19 thing. Which, again, COVID-19, folks, in case you missed my little hilarity, my attempt at a joke, the acronym COVID-19. Yes, COVID-19 stands for constipated orifice violent intense diarrhea 19 times.
By the way, what's it like up there for you? I mean, are people going freaking out? I mean,
yeah, it's the same thing. Look, Canada has, I believe we have, again, not as many confirmed cases as there is in the US, because obviously we don't have nearly the size of the population. I mean, we're about, give or take, we're about 40 million people. So we're about the size, I think we're about 39, 37 or something like that. We're about the size, in terms of population, the size of California. Yeah. So, which is crazy to think that California has just, Canada's population, but it's such a saturated state. So there's that to take into account, even though we're the second largest country by land mass. I think there's 100 and what is it right now? I wonder how many. There's something like 170 confirmed cases. Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, his wife was just diagnosed with it yesterday.
Damn.
Yeah, and so the Prime Minister is in self-isolation at the moment, as is his wife. And personally, I'm just like, and she just got back from some sort of engagement from the UK, so obviously that's probably where she got it. Yeah. And in Toronto, here in the GTA, the Greater Toronto area, I think there's 60 confirmed cases in Ontario, 30 of which I think are in the GTA, and something like that. So, I mean, obviously the most populous province in Canada is Ontario, and the most populous area of Ontario is the GTA. So naturally, that's where you're probably going to find most of it. But same thing. I mean, I went to the supermarket yesterday, or the grocery stores, we say here.
Like going crazy with it up there?
Yeah. Same thing.
I have mixed feelings on that. Like, I'm not saying take it lightly by any means, but Here's the thing: the way the media is, you would think that half the world is going to get wiped out in the next month and a half. That's the way the media is portraying it. The problem with the way and the irresponsibility of the way they're portraying this, and it's on everyone. It's not just one side. It's all the media is portraying it the same way. It's just totally towards all. And like people talking about it on YouTube is that if not enough serious thing happens from this. You ever heard the story of the boy who cries wolf?
Oh, yeah. I understand.
Because when something else comes around in a couple years, people are going to remember this, that, oh, well, remember Corona and everyone was saying and nothing happened. Because if nothing happened, that's the problem that the media is creating with this and the irresponsibility by creating this type of heightened fright, you know, and again, I'm not saying don't be mindful of the virus that's going around,
right?
But the way, like I said, the way they're portraying it, you know, half the population of the world is going to drop dead in 30 days.
Well,
and I think it's very irresponsible because when something serious does happen, people are going to be like, yeah, whatever, man. Remember when you said that about Corona?
Yeah, and no, it's a good point you make, and it's something that we have to keep in mind, something to keep in mind too. And you know, you hit the nail on the head. It's not. Look, I mean, talk about it, report it. Absolutely, it is serious, and it's affecting. You know, I'm having Bruce on the show on McRae Live next week. We'll be talking. It's me, Billy. We'll be answering your questions, and Bruce, of course, is sort of boots on the ground when it comes to the film industry here in Toronto and in Canada. So he's been keeping me updated on many things in that regard, and definitely there are people that there are concerts being canceled, and I mean, you know, the NBA suspended its season, the NHL also suspended its season, Major League Baseball also suspended its spring training. I mean,
but here's the fun thing with that with sports, you have no problem canceling it because someone's got a cough. But you'll go ahead and serve someone alcohol, endangering people's lives on the road as they leave your game piss-ass drunk, possibly get... I wonder how many of the 88,000 people who are killed every year by drunk drivers, how many of those are from leaving ball games? Okay?
Yeah, who knows?
You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I mean by the mass hysteria that they're creating. You know what I mean? Like, alcohol, more people will die from drunk driving from St. Patrick's Day this weekend than from this freaking virus. That's a fucking fact.
I understand it, and I get what they're doing, and I understand it, and obviously because it's so easily caught. I mean, it's airborne, so it's so easily caught. I understand it, but we have to remember in this day and age, and we've been in it for many years now, for the better part of 30 years, and just continues to expand, is that we are in the 24-hour news cycle era, and we have been for a long time, and in many cases, especially in the United States, is that many of these news outlets are not in the business of covering news, they're in the business of creating news. And the more cinematic the news becomes, the more ratings they get. And now again, I'm not, as you know, Tony said, it's not that this isn't serious. It absolutely is. But, you know, I mean, just watch CNN for an hour when there's a hurricane that hits, you know, something, and it's bum, 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 Hurricane Frank coming up next on CNN. And it's like, what the hell? 38,000 people have just been killed. You know, and it's like, what? Is this CNN? Like, what the hell is going on? Good evening. My name is John. Blah, blah, blah. And it's very cinematic the way they do things. Now, again, then when you come to a situation that does require a little bit of, hey, I need to tune in, find out what's going on, a little bit of, hey, precautions and all that kind of stuff, you know, it's definitely the media is not doing any favors in sort of just kind of saying, I mean, they are saying it, but at the same time, let's be honest, this is the cinematic. We are in the era of the 24-hour movie news cycle. And
the way the media is portraying it, it's about to be Walking Dead.
Right. Exactly. I mean, listen, I was at the grocery store yesterday. I walked in and there wasn't a toilet paper to be found and nothing at all. And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, Jesus Christ.
And you know what the irony of all of this is? And I said this the other day on Instagram. The irony of all of this. Let's just say Corona wasn't happening right now, and this weekend is St. Patrick's Day here in the United States.
People are going to be going out for St. Patrick's Day.
It's a huge weekend of just boozing and partying.
It's St. Patrick's Day here too.
Yeah, Irishing the fuck out of it. But here's my point. millions of people would be going out this weekend partying at the bars. And I'm guaranteeing you more than half of them are probably hooking up for one night stands and not worried about protection and not worried about catching an STD.
That's a good point.
But you're worried about a fucking flu virus from overseas.
Yeah.
No, I don't care about catching an STD, but I'm worried about catching a flu virus.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. If the coronavirus wasn't going around, there'd be a bunch of Americans this weekend going home or going to the doctors on Monday going, fuck.
That's entirely possible.
You know?
Lost Boy Boyus, thank you for the super chat again, buddy. Really appreciate it. Do you or Tony feel Fire Stick's free online torrents are running the box office? I don't even know what that is. I don't own one, but my father has a stick for TV, so he never goes to the theater because he watches bootlegs on it. Well, I've never heard of that. I mean, I after reading the last bit, I now understand what you're referring to, the device you're talking about. But I've never heard of it, so I wouldn't know. Anything's possible. PC Pierce sends in a super chat. Thank you, buddy. He says, "What is the definitively worst Jason film for you?" For me, the worst would be a toss up between, well, probably Jason Goes to Hell. Probably Jason Goes to Hell is the worst.
I don't know. It's tough. 9 or 10. I mean,
like 10. Yeah.
Yeah, mine's like 9 and 10.
Jason Goes to Hell is dog shit. It is the Freddy's Dead of the series. Freddy's Dead is dog shit. It is a pile of dog, smelly, raunchy, wet dog shit. That's Freddy's Dead. I just watched that a couple of weeks ago for a Patreon thing, and
I saw that.
We're all laughing at it.
Don't make me do it with you, dude. Please.
I know. No.
Please.
Michaela. I think I'm saying that right. Yeah, it is Michaela. I think I said your name wrong this morning on McRae Live. Michaela Snow. Thank you for the super chat. Says, just got done watching part 6. Happy Friday the 13th, guys, and happy Friday the 13th to you too. Thanks for supporting the channel. Really appreciate that.
Part 6, good movie.
Yeah, very good, very good. Oh, Paul. Nothing from that.
I give you all,
but no keys.
Shit, David Johnson. Let me tell you, I don't care who it is, man. Don't be silly. Wrap that willy, boy. I don't care who it is.
Wrap that willy, folks. Don't be silly. Wrap that willy. That is your PSA, your public service announcement.
Service announcement for the week.
That's right. Tony Michael right here. Super Saiyan Ryu. God, I'm butchering these names. You guys have really cool names. Tony Dave, what's your quick thoughts on the new 2020 C8 Corvette and Supra? I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Checked it out yet, to be honest with you.
I haven't seen it, man. I'll have to check it out. David Johnson says Tony wouldn't be worried about protection if he was with Danielle Harris.
That's why I said it.
Oh, that's why you said it. Oh, okay.
I said that.
Don't be silly.
Wrap that
the
willy.
Wrap
That's right.
Wrap that willy.
Kenny 525. Hey, Dave and Tony, your favorite celebrity crush over the last 10 years? Well, up until she opened her mouth during the Captain Marvel press tour was Brie Larson, but that's no longer.
Celebrity crush over the last 10. I don't really know. I have to admit that the whole celebrity. I mean, it's not that I don't.
The older I get, I'm finding I'm not really like crushing like I used to.
Well, yeah, because I'm 40, so it's not that I don't see women in movies that I think are attractive, or I see actresses. I'm like, oh, she's attractive, or I'm aware that she's attractive. Like Natalie Portman's very attractive, or
right.
Like you see people that are attractive, and that
I don't look at them as like crushes anymore, like I did when I was younger.
Exactly, because my ultimate crush, of course, going back to high school was JLH, Jennifer Love Hewitt, and that was like because you're young, you know what I mean? You're young, and you got
for you. I'm sure always
your
going to
photo
hold
on her
a
wall.
Special place, right?
Sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, in the sense that, in the sense that every time I see, I'm not crushing on her now. I don't have like, posters of her in my wall or calendars or, I gotta go see
he's got a secret room in his house.
I do. I got a secret room. I do. No, I mean, she's still attractive, of course. And if I were to see her in a movie, I'd be like, oh, hey, it's Jennifer Love Hewitt. Oh, I remember when I had but it's not. There isn't anybody specific, like one person that I'm like, oh, that's like.
Yeah, well, that was like when I told you.
It hasn't been like that.
The week ago when someone messaged me like, how come you don't look at the girls from the 2018 Halloween film the same I do like Amy Steele or Ellie from Halloween 5 or, because those women are older than me. Those girls in Halloween 2018 are like, I could be their dad.
Yeah, that's true too.
Like, I mean, like, it's just like, I'm too old. I can't look at them like that anymore.
Yeah.
Like with some, young actresses that are coming out. Yeah, they're pretty, but I can't look at them and like, oh, I'm crushing on them because it's just weird.
Let me tell you a funny story. Maybe I've told this before, so I apologize if I had. I remember back in college, going back to and late 90s. And
like Jason Lee moment there, Brody. When you did that, have you ever seen... Yeah, that's a Jason Lee Brody moment.
Oh, really?
If anyone knows the reference I'm talking about, when Jason Lee does that as Brody, you'll know what I'm talking about.
That's funny. Yeah, no. Okay. So back in college, it would have been my first year of college. I went to Niagara College in Niagara Falls. And, of course, Niagara Falls is a hotbed for all sorts of tourism. And, one Friday or Saturday night, we went to the, Sundowner, which is a strip club in Niagara Falls. And it's still there to this day. And it was there long before I was even there. And anyway, it's a big club, like one of these big, multiple stages and all that kind of stuff. And we were there and we were sitting at a table. I forget who I was with, but a bunch of guys. And behind me, there was a guy who looked about my age sitting with a guy that looked a bit older, although I couldn't quite see him. And they were sitting at Pervert's Row, which is we call Pervert's Row, right? Like right at the stage, right? And the waitress came around. We ordered drinks. And I also heard her taking the drinks from those two guys behind me. And the younger guy was like, oh, I'll have like I don't know, a Canadian or a Bud or, whatever. And then he turns to the other guy and goes, Dad, what will you have? And I remember sitting there thinking to myself, Dad?
Damn.
Like, I remember thinking, Dad? Like, how weird would it be to sit there? Like, listen, I understand that, there are some people that grow up and maybe the dad's only 15 years older than the son. I don't know. But there's just something fucking weird. And he looked older than that. He looked not quite maybe my parents' age, but certainly like if the kid was 20, the dad looked at least like 45 or, 40 or, whatever. It just, there was something so wrong about it. I just think because you're watching girls that are his son's age get up there and start dancing. And it's kind of like, if that was, I would think, is my dad checking out my girl friends, like my friends who are girls, right? Like, is he checking them out? Is it like, it's just like, and it's not, listen, I'm 40 years old. It's not like if I see, I'm not dead. If a 22-year-old looks at, oh, she's very attractive. I'm not dead, but there's just something weird about that is, and it's not that I would think my father wouldn't think that, younger girls are attractive. When I say younger girls, I mean, obviously, of age. But I just mean, it's that there was something and I remember going, I would never go to a strip club with my dad. Are you kidding me? Like, it's just so wrong. It's just, I don't know. I mean, that's just me. Obviously he had some kind of weird, funky relationship with his father. Dad, what will you have? Oh my God. Just totally wrong for me.
Rachel McAdams,
anyway, that's my story.
Tabitha Short said here, yeah, no, she's definitely, but she goes back further.
Rachel McAdams is cute.
Like I first noticed her in The Notebook.
And Canadian. Good Canadian girl.
Yeah.
Nev Campbell's Canadian.
That was her breakout
we breed them
role,
well
right?
here.
No, Mean Girls. Mean Girls was her big first role, I think.
Rachel, yes, that was her first big.
And then The Notebook, right?
And then The Notebook.
Those movies were like almost like 20 years, man. That's crazy.
Mean Girls was 2003.
I was thinking Rachel McAdams is my answer, but he said 10 years, and she goes back to early 2000s or maybe even late 90s.
Yeah. Rachel McAdams is pretty. Yeah, she's very cute. She has a very sort of sweet girl next door kind of thing.
Kind of girl you marry.
Yeah, I like Rachel McAdams. Yeah, but I would never say that there's
you make them right up there. Rachel McAdams, Nev Campbell.
do. Rachel McAdams, Nev
really
Campbell. Well, they're Canadian. Let me just Google this. I can't think off the top of my head.
Isn't Jennifer Love Hewitt Canadian?
No, she's from Texas, Waco, Texas, I think. Canadian actresses. Who do we got here? Oh, Pamela Anderson, please. Ellen Page, Sarah Clark, Nev Campbell. Yep, Alicia Cuthbert. Who else we got? A lot of names. A lot of people here. I don't.
Hey, just so you know, you got like 3 super chats that came in. You got one from PC Pierce, Macca, Snow, and Lost Boys.
Carrie Ann Moss is Canadian. I didn't know that. Catherine O'Hara. Yeah, Catherine O'Hara. She's great. Love Catherine O'Hara. Yeah. She was the Home Alone mom. She's Canadian.
Home Alone mom. Yep.
Yeah, she's Canadian. Yeah. Kevin! Yeah. Stacey Farber, Lauren Collins. A lot of names, a lot of good Canadian actresses. Let me see. A couple of super chats.
Had one before these 2 that came in.
Okay, great. Let's go back here. PC Pierce. Okay, I got that one. Got Michaela's one. And then scrolling down here, Frank Riker says, fun fact, swine flu deaths in 2009, 1,800. There you go. Interesting. I might post that. PC Pierce. Rank from best to worst the following shit shows: Jason Goes to Hell, Freddy's Dead, Halloween Resurrection. From best to worst.
Resurrection, Freddy's Dead, Jason Goes to Hell.
I would say that is accurate. That's probably accurate. Yeah. And that's marginal. Like, that's not, we're not saying that Halloween Resurrection's good,
What, you're saying Resurrection first, then Freddy's Dead, then Jason Goes to Hell?
From best to worst. Yeah. I think that's the same. Yeah, from best to worst. So I'd say out of those 3, I would say Halloween Resurrection followed by Freddy's Dead, followed by Jason Goes to Hell. Yeah, I think that's.
I concur, Doctor.
Concur. Michaela Snow sends another super chat. Thank you very much. Says, Dave, you think Lonnie will have his run-in with Myers before he was captured?
Lonnie, get your ass away from there.
Hey, Lonnie, get your ass away from there.
Dave, you think Lonnie will have his run-in with Myers before Tony's losing it? Tony's losing it. He's losing it. He can't take it. Do you think Lonnie will have his run-in with Myers before he was captured in 1978? Yeah.
Well, a photo or something that looked like that, right?
I think Lonnie will have his run-in with Myers. Yes, I think it will be after. I think it will probably be after he's shot. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, you think it'll be after he shot?
Yeah, I think so, because I'm trying. I mean, although there is, when I watch
they capture him at the end of that one, though.
Well, they do, but of course, there's obviously going to be a space of time between when Dr. Loomis looks over the balcony and sees that he's gone, and to when he's captured. So what I
got you. Okay,
so what I think is, and again, I mean, maybe not, but when I watch the original Halloween, is there a moment that Lonnie may be able to run into Michael before that? Yes. There's a couple of moments where we don't know what Michael's doing, and maybe he was around the corner, but he's very much involved in the Wallace house, or between the two houses, the car. He's not hanging around on a street, over, unless the street that he runs into Lonnie on is Orange Grove. Maybe it's the street that where the houses are. I mean, maybe that's it. But I have a feeling that it's going to be after he's shot, but maybe not. We'll see. Lost Boyus again says, favorite Scream Queen, Jamie Lee or Courtney Cox? I wouldn't even call Courtney Cox a Scream Queen.
Courtney Cox. If you said Nev or Jamie, I would have said Nev.
Yeah, I don't think that's a
Courtney Cox is not a Scream Queen. Not by no.
No, I don't think so. Just because somebody screams in a movie doesn't make them a Scream Queen. There's specific traits to
Sandra
a Scream Queen.
Screamed in Friday the 13th Part 2, but she was screaming because of ecstasy and her boyfriend pleasing her.
That's exactly right. Yeah. No, there's certain, when we talk about Scream Queen or Final Girl, or there's certain stereotypes and tropes that go along with that archetype.
Yep.
And Courtney Cox doesn't really have them, I don't think. Whiplash, the autist, says, do you think the release of Halloween Kills will end up being delayed? I mentioned that earlier. No.
I guess it depends. If
it depends. Happens. It depends. I mean, if this continues to escalate and we go into the summer worse. Then yes. I mean, I think it's going to get a little worse in it, before it gets better, but we're still quite a ways away from October the 16th. Yeah. So do I think the production of Halloween Ends could get delayed shooting? Yes, because they're preparing to do that very soon, like in the next couple of months. Next couple of months, yeah. So I think that's more possible.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go for a little bit longer. What do we got? Johnny T says, I think it's right after the Wallaces leave and before Myers is looking at Annie in the kitchen window. Some time passed between the two. Maybe. You never know. You might be right. You might be right.
Hey, Lonnie, get your fucking ass away from there before I kick you in the fucking balls.
I wonder if Carpenter has an outtake of that.
That's what he says.
Loomis getting, having fun, or Pleasant's having fun.
Hey, Lonnie, get your fucking ass away from there before I kick your mother in her fucking balls.
Why am I here, John?
What the hell? What's the hell is going on? Yeah, exactly. You
mean when they
Lost
were doing
Boys
the
says, that didn't answer my question. What didn't answer your question? Favorite Scream Queen, Jamie Lee or... good point. Well, between the two, I would say Jamie Lee, obviously, right? Because I think... It did answer your question, because by saying that Courtney Cox isn't really a Scream Queen, we're left with Jamie Lee. That's why I didn't continue to go on with that. I thought that was just sort of self-explanatory. So it would be Jamie Lee, obviously. But thank you for supporting, man. Really appreciate it. Jeremy says, do you think it'd be cool if they temporarily switched to the 78 score for the Halloween Kills flashback? Depends how it's executed.
I wouldn't mind hearing an echo of the OG score in Kills and Ends. So I mentioned that I would love to hear the old Laurie theme.
Yes,
I would love to hear that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. That would be cool to see. The Laurie theme. I definitely agree with that for sure. I know
we got a hint of it. I know people are going to start to you heard it, and I know you hear, but you know what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. You hear how he said that? You know what I'm talking about. Oh, come on, man. Come on.
Man.
Motherfucker. Fuck you, man. Come on.
That's what it's all about there. I got to get some new ones in there. Taproot Scoot. I like that name. Thank you for the super chat, buddy.
I want to hear this.
Here we go.
You know what I mean? Like I want to hear this.
It'd be so great. It'd be so awesome.
Like, I know we got a small hint of it in the last film. I want a full on,
Oh, for sure. Taproot Scoot, awesome name. Thank you for supporting the channel, buddy. Says, you really think Jason Goes to Hell is worse than Freddy's Dead? Come on. Yes. Yep. Well, but listen, it's marginal, right? Like, it's not like it's Jason Goes to Hell and Freddy's Dead is, you know what I mean? Freddy's Dead is a fucking dog shit of a movie, and Jason Goes to Hell is garbage, man.
Garbage.
Think, they're eating people and becoming that
Jason.
person.
Come on.
Becoming Jason, essentially. What is this? It's dog shit. It's absolute dog shit. And then Freddy's hand comes up and takes Jason. Oh my God. They're like neck and neck, man. Taproot Scoot. It's like this, buddy. It's like this. Like, it's like neck and neck. They're just, oh my God, it's awful. It's awful.
Voorhees, will he be reborn again? Whatever that
he might be reborn again. I'm gonna fucking just eat his flesh right here, right now.
Lost Boys sends another super chat. Thank you, buddy. Really appreciate it. The Dylan's New Nightmare trailer and cover on IMDb give me the Dylan's New Nightmare trailer and cover on IMDb give me the best vibes. Eerie, beautiful, and colorful. I think everyone should contribute, donate to it. The Indiegogo campaign for Dylan's New Nightmare is done. It was done back in December, so you can't donate through the Indiegogo campaign anymore. But if you wanted still to contribute something to the production, just reach out to Cecil Laird, and he might be able to give you, an email address where you can donate maybe to his PayPal or something like that. I mean, there's always expenses that are going on. Even when you raise money for a campaign, there's always incidentals and things that pop up. So he would probably be very appreciative of that. So, but yeah, it's great trailer, great poster too. Yeah, I really like it. Actually, funny enough that you say that.
Michael Myers, have you seen the 1976 film, The Town That Dreaded Sundown? It is on my to-watch list. I have not seen it yet. I do know that that's where the inspiration of the sack from Friday the 13th Part 2 came from, but the guy who wears it in the Town That Dreaded Sundown, he has two eyes.
I just wanted to show, speaking of Dylan's New Nightmare, Cecil gave me these when I was in Los Angeles getting the face cast done. Here's a poster right here for it. Dylan's New Nightmare, folks. That's the official poster.
Dope,
but he also had...
Fuck.
It's great. Dope as fuck. Oh, look, there's my name right down there. And with Dave McRae as Freddy Krueger.
Is there any way I can get
like
a copy of that? Because I'd like to hang that in my office.
Yes, I can.
I'd like to have
absolutely.
a copy of that.
Here's one here as well. Original art for Dylan's New Nightmare.
Super cool.
Original art for Dylan's New Nightmare. And this one here. Now, this one has, this is original, though. I know a lot of people are like, oh, that's just the remake. And it's actually not. It actually is an original piece of work. And the glove is the original glove that I will be wearing. Sorry, not the original glove. It's original in the sense that it's, right, original model for this movie specifically that I will be wearing in the movie. But it's that one right there, which is really cool.
Super cool.
Pretty cool stuff. And then for those of you that haven't seen it,
I like the first one. The very first one. I want to get a copy of that.
Right. And I still need to send you this as well. The official It's Me Billy poster as well.
Yes. Those two.
Gotta send you that.
Got a spot for them right there.
That's right.
Ready to be hung up.
I gotta get one bigger than that.
Oh man, you got a couple more super chats.
Hey, it's always great. Robert Kitzmiller says, has it been asked, will DNNN be delayed? I reached out to Cecil a little while ago and asked him his thoughts, and he's monitoring the situation. So I think that's sort of what we're all doing. I mean, that's what
Everyone's
we're doing
that right now.
That's what we're doing with It's Me Billy as well. It's a day-to-day thing. New information is coming out every day. The good news about It's Me Billy is that we weren't planning on starting principal photography until November. So we are a ways out. However, we are in the process of figuring out when specifically we're going to launch the campaign. Do we still go ahead and launch the campaign next month? Do we wait until May? Do we postpone it indefinitely, which obviously may push back the production start for It's Me Billy, which would inevitably push back the release date. So we're not sure yet. We want to be prepared for the campaign. This is stuff we'll be talking about next week when I have Bruce on McRae Live, all this juicy stuff. But we're closely monitoring the situation and just sort of taking it each and every day by day, which is what Cecil is doing. And we're doing that because obviously at the end of May, I have to fly to Phoenix. So I will be, so we kind of have to monitor things and see how it goes.
Our borders are open to you guys still, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. But both countries have their cases, obviously. And I have to make sure, for my safety and my health, I have to, monitor and see what's going on. So we're just kind of taking it
just someone saw
day
that
by
in
day.
the chat room. The Tom Hanks thing, because of his age, that does have me concerned because he's older. I mean, Bo, he's got the resources, he's got the money, obviously, and he is someone who does take care of himself. This is a guy who's very, him and his wife, they're very, nutritious conscious. He's a runner, very active person. So I'm hoping that side, his immune system's strong enough to beat it.
Right. Yeah, no, exactly. And he seems to be doing okay. So
yeah, he does.
We'll see. Toronto Freddy, thank you, buddy. Says, hey boys, missed the stream. Hope it was dope. It was dope,
fun.
man. You have to go back and watch it. It was dope. Michaela Snow sends another super chat. Thank you so much, Michaela. Says, one last question, Dave. What was the shoulda coulda rule you were talking about in scripts? Cheers. Shoulda coulda rule. The shoulda coulda rule I was talking about in scripts.
I don't remember you.
I don't remember talking about that. I don't think I was talking about. Was I talking about that tonight? Can you give me a little more context, Michaela?
Yeah.
of what you
I'm
mean.
confused.
I'm a little confused. Yeah, on what you mean.
Just at Dave in the chat room.
Just at me. You don't have to send another super chat. Just at me so it highlights my name and just kind of give a little more context to what I was talking about.
The girls asked at the beginning of the shower scene, D&T, favorite old school 20s and 30s horror flicks. Well, Nosferatu, Lon Chaney's Phantom.
Oh, yeah.
I think his Phantom to this day is still the best makeup that I've ever fucking seen done on a person. It's iconic.
Oh, it's great.
Then of course, Boris's Frank and Bella's Dracula's, legendary. Bride of Frankenstein is legendary. All those movies from that period are great. Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's definitely, I think, as Dave and I continue to do this, those are movies that I've mentioned to him that would be cool to throw in from time to time, because I understand that era in the horror genre. It's a very small crowd. Unfortunately, it's not as popular as it once was, but I think there's enough of you guys out there that would appreciate if we did a live Frankenstein watch one night.
I think so. Yeah, I'd be down for that. Yep.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that for sure.
Let's see. You got any favorites from that period? Freaks. That's another good one. If anybody's ever seen Freaks,
I don't have any favorites, but the ones you mentioned are sort of like, I agree with that. I tend to not watch that far back. I mean, I know them, but in my Rolodex, I tend to stick to sort of the 50s, 60s. Mm-hmm. It's sort of where
shit that Carpenter was watching.
Sci-fi stuff, old, 50s horror.
It's great. No,
old black and white.
Like Blob, man.
Yeah. Oh, The Blob, Rosemary's Baby, whatever happened to Baby Jane.
Came from outer space.
Yeah, Touch of Evil, Chinatown from the 70s. I mean, just it tends to, but there are, the one you mentioned there, I have seen that one, and it is really good. Yeah. We should do a King Kong 1933 movie.
That would be good too.
That would be good to watch.
Right before Kong versus Godzilla. Well, no, maybe we should do the Jeff Bridges Kong. Get to see a little.
I'd love to do that one too. Yeah,
a little naked Jessica Lange.
Exactly. Lost Boys Boya sends in $2, says, love the show. Take care. You take care too, buddy. Thanks for supporting the channel, man. Here we go. Michaela Snow says, when the Halloween script leaked, you were talking about formatting and you were talking about dialogue and the shoulda, coulda rule. Oh, the shoulda, coulda rule.
Is there any spoilers in this?
No.
Okay.
No. The shoulda, coulda rule. Okay, let me go back to your other thing. One last question, Dave. What was the shoulda, coulda rule? What was the shoulda, coulda rule I was talking about? Okay. In scripts, when you're writing a screenplay, when you're writing dialogue in a screenplay, there are certain things. There's the sort of the common casual sort of lingo. You write. You do your best to write how people speak. Right. So if I was going to say something like, I'm just going to go to the store and get some milk. Right. What did I say?
Would you mind getting 2% milk? Conversation.
Right. Exactly. So what I said there was, I'm just gonna go to the store and get some milk. Gonna, Gonna. Now, gonna is not really a word. I mean, it's really, I'm going to. But when you write that in a script, to read that sounds a little too formal. It doesn't sound casual,
I'm going to the store.
Right. It doesn't sound conversational. So in a lot of cases, when you see dialogue in scripts, if it's written by a seasoned professional or somebody who knows how to write screenplays, they're aware of that shoulda, coulda, gonna, I should have done that. Well, it's really, I should have done that, right? Or I could have done that, but we say could have, you know what I mean? Or I should have, and you, in scripts and dialogue, you'll see that. You'll actually see that written out, even though that's not technically how
proper English,
right? Right. It's you actually see it, so the actor knows to kind of say that. It flows a bit better when you're reading the script.
It's almost better for you to write it in slang, because that's how people would talk. I'm going to the store. You know what I mean? Right.
Well, that's exactly it. I mean, I have things like that all throughout. It's me, Billy. So it's like, I mean, it's not a line I have in the movie, but maybe like one of the girls are like, I should have done that. I don't know, or I'm just going to go over here. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna, but that's what we say. We say gonna, we don't say I'm just going to go, we don't enunciate so properly, so that's what I meant by that. It's not really a rule per se, but it's just something that when I was reading over the script for Halloween, or the leaked script, which has proven to apparently be total bullshit. Whoever wrote the script certainly knew how to write, and not just based on that. The formatting was correct, the structure, the way they emphasize certain things in the action, and how you sort of hone in on certain things. It was well written. I didn't particularly think it was that good. I read it. Most of it, I thought it was kind of, there was a few things I kind of liked, but they definitely had that shoulda, coulda, gonna, and that. So I don't know who wrote it, or if it was an early first draft that was leaked, maybe, who knows? And now they're just doing damage control, saying it's not. I don't know, but it certainly was written by somebody who knew how to write.
And the tone of the movie and the tone of the scene also plays a huge part to the dialogue that you're writing. You know what I mean? That's
100%.
That's a huge factor. So there's so many variables in script writing. I always try to keep, like when I'm writing Friday here, I'm keeping it very simple. Very simple. Don't overthink it, because you can always flush it out. Even when you're in the scene, you can always improvise, like, maybe I should say it like this. And you take a take with them saying it like that, and maybe that fucking works.
Maybe it does. That's right. Absolutely.
That's the beauty of filmmaking. That's what I love most
Yeah,
about
exactly. Vanderhoff, 60. Dave, how you doing, buddy? Sends a super chat. Thank you, buddy. Says, awesome sweatshirt and hat look great together, don't they? I was hoping you'd pop on. Yeah, Vanderhoff, 66FU, sent this shirt up and the hat a couple of weeks ago. So thank you for doing that, buddy. Really appreciate it. Cool. Really appreciate it. Tabitha Short says, Dave, please tell me you're having Bruce on Friday show next week. That's the only show I'll be able to watch and listen. Oh, I don't know yet. Obviously, it will either be Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday, so I'm not sure. So, but I will definitely let you guys know as soon as I know, but it all depends on what he's doing as well. So I'll keep my fingers crossed for you, Tabitha, but the good news is at least you'll be able to watch it afterwards. But I totally get you. Totally get you. All right, well, we'll take it to 10:30. Let's take it to 10:30.
All right.
Because that'll be like 2.5 hours. Yeah. Let's take it to 10:30. Yeah. One more time.
Trick or treat, motherfucker!
What else do I got in here?
Any updates on the Hollow stream?
Oh, wait. Sorry, say that again.
I was saying, is there any update on? Someone asked, Amar Alagic asked, any updates on Hollow stream?
Hallowstream. Oh, yes. I actually, thank you for reminding me. I got a tweet and I have to get back to them. Possibly the end of the month, maybe beginning of next month, something like that. I have to get back to them, but I'm not sure. We have to sort of all coordinate our schedules. Blu-ray Addict says, hey, Dave, any tips for writing a screenplay? Well, first things first, just well, tips in what sense? Yeah, I mean, tips in what sense? I would just say, first and foremost, don't worry if your script ends up being 150 pages long. Don't worry about it. Just get everything down and then go through and start editing, right? And then go through again and start editing and try to, weed it down to a nice tight, 90 to 110 pages or something like that. Yep. For a feature length. For a short film, I mean, short films, it depends. It can be 10 pages, it can be 20 pages, 30 pages. I mean, it depends on what's all involved. Yep. The script for It's Me, Billy, I can tell you, is about 23, 24 pages.
That's solid for a short.
Yeah. It'll probably end up being about 25, 30 minutes long. It depends on how much we milk certain scenes or,
Filmatic, did you guys how much money we get? Have a chance to see Dr. Sleep? He bought the Blu-ray. No, I haven't.
Haven't yet. Nope. Haven't had a chance yet, man.
Kind of been slacking on that one.
Yeah. I've just been so busy. It's just been insanely busy.
I mean, I've been busy with work. It's just, I don't know. I just haven't had like the urge to buy it.
Haven't had that
urge
to buy it.
I almost sounded like Christopher Walken there when I said to buy it.
Christopher Walken. Hello. I haven't had the urge
to buy it.
It's just, I didn't buy it.
No,
I wanted to buy it, but I couldn't buy it.
The last new movie I bought was Ford versus Ferrari, which was really fucking good. I like that. Matt Damon and Christian Bale.
I still haven't seen that. I gotta watch that.
I enjoyed that. That was really good.
Very cool. Very cool. Dave, show everyone your Star Wars pillow. She must have seen that behind me. Tabitha she's got a sharp eye, that Tabitha. There you go. There's my Star Wars pillow. I just had that pillow behind me because my back was a little sore today because I was doing so much sitting and editing and rearranging photos. And of course, I did the show this morning.
In front of your computer.
I have, which is why I wanted to sort of put that pillow behind me. Maybe I might go for a late night walk after this or something, just to loosen up the body.
Ooh, this is a good question. The girl's ass at the beginning of the shower scene. DNP. Favorite breakfast cereal of all time. Well, I ad-libbed the all-time part.
Right.
I definitely love me some Fruity Pebbles. Definitely love me some Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity
Pebbles. If I can get into a craving, Fruity Pebbles would be one. Because I don't eat cereal much anymore.
Right.
In fact, I can't remember the last bowl of cereal.
I'm a cereal guy every day. I fucking eat cereal every morning.
Well,
I love cereal.
Oatmeal? Does oatmeal count? Because I do eat oatmeal.
Yeah, oatmeal's good. Oatmeal's good.
Because it's good for the ticker. Yeah. But no, the graham crackers and milk. I do eat that periodically.
Graham crackers and milk.
Just take Nabisco graham crackers, crunch them up, into a bowl, and just pour some milk in there. So I don't know if that counts as cereal, but I can still eat that to this day.
Right. Tabitha, oatmeal does not count as cereal, Tony. I'm a cereal guy. I have cereal every morning, and I have almond milk with my cereal.
Okay. What's the brand?
Everything from just like a honey bunches of oats, or like maybe a little bit of mini wheats in there, whatever.
I love
just
mini
kind of
wheats
some
with the
fiber
on the side.
That's what I have. That's what I have.
That's
probably the most sugary thing I have throughout the day. Okay. But it's not like it's got a bit of sugar on it, but it's not like having Captain Crunch or something like that. You know what I mean? Right, which is fucking it's incredibly good, but it's so bad for you.
Yeah, I can. But cereal like that, I haven't had in years. But graham crackers and milk, I have that.
Yes, exactly. The Shape 78 says, "What do you think, Dave? What do you think of Ready or Not?" You know what? I haven't seen it yet, and it's bad because a friend of mine is in it. So a girl I used to go to high school with, her name is Melanie Scrifano, and she's also the lead in Winona Earp on Sci-Fi, which is shot up here in Canada. And I haven't talked to her in a little bit now. I probably should reach out to her, but yeah, when we were coming up together in Toronto, and before I fell right into the voiceover side of things, before I fell into the VO side of things full time, I was pursuing an on-camera acting career. So I was going to auditions for commercials and all that kind of stuff. And so I was in a few docu-dramas, a few commercials and things. And I would see her there from time to time. This is going back to 2001, 2002, 2003. And so almost 20 years ago. And then, of course, I got into the VO side of things full time. And Melanie continued to pursue the on camera, and I would see her on a couple of shows here or there, bit parts, things like that. And then her real, I don't want to say her big break, because she was doing a lot of
she looks like Margot Robbie.
Supporting roles.
Talking about the blonde, the lead in.
No. Melanie Scrifano played. Scrifano
never mind.
Was one of the supporting.
Well, the blonde in that looks a lot like Margot Robbie.
She does.
It was Margot
she
Robbie
does.
at first.
No.
I was like, damn, dude, you know Margot Robbie's twin?
No. She where was I? Yeah. So we were coming up together, and we used to see each other at auditions, and it was really fun. And then we sort of lost touch for a bit. And then, of course, we follow each other on Facebook and all that kind of stuff. But she, I think she had a kid a couple years ago too. And, but anyway, so long story short, she's in that movie. Her real big break was Winona Earp. And even though she'd been in a bunch of things prior to that, and then she is in also Ready or Not. She plays, all right, let me bring up a photo of her. Ready?
Yeah, and I know everyone, was messaging me this week how I felt about the directors who did Ready or Not being announced this week for directing the new Scream movie.
That's true too.
Look,
yeah.
I can't get super excited about it yet because I don't know what they're planning to do. I don't know if this is a reboot. I don't know if this is a continuation. Once that is confirmed, what direction they're going, then I may have some more thoughts on it. But right now, just because they picked them to direct it. I mean, okay, but what's the game plan?
Right, exactly. I keep getting GIFs. I don't want gifts. They don't bode well.
Everybody loves gifts.
Yeah, they don't. I don't think they show well on this program. Anyway,
okay.
I thought I had a. That's so weird. I thought I had a. Oh, here's the cast. There we go. I'll do that. Dun, 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 dun. I haven't seen it. I've been meaning to see it because it was shot here in Toronto, and that big mansion that you see in the movie is actually Casa Loma. And Casa Loma is a big sort of castle house, which is actually down the street from the original Black Christmas house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was Ready or Not was shot up here, and as they shoot a lot of Hollywood films up here and in Atlanta and all over the place, and yeah, this is. Oh, did that not work? Da-da-na-na. That's so funny if that didn't. Oh no, it should have worked. Oh no, it's on my desktop. That's why. Here, I'll bring it up. It's on my desktop. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what she
yeah.
said.
That's what she said. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ba-da-da-da. Okay, so I'll just put there we go. There. Okay. Oh, I gotta make sure people can hear me while I talk, because that would suck if I don't. Okay, so there we go. So Melanie is the one on the she's the second one. So you see the guy with the crossbow, and then it goes Melanie, and then I don't know who that actress is or whatever, but Melanie is the second one in line there. So yeah, she was part of the crazy family, you know, that obviously the main actress was marrying into. So that's her. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. She's great. We go way back. I remember Melanie was helping me with a girl in high school that I had a crush on, and yeah, she was in. They were in the same drama class or drama class. Dave
McRae, are you taking drama? Are you taking drama, Dave McRae?
Drama class.
Y'all
and
folks, Dave McRae.
We were in the same drama class, and we weren't. She and this other girl were, and of course, this was at a time where there were no cell phones, so they were passing notes to each other. This guy Dave McRae really likes you, whatever. So anyway, yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, she's awesome. She's awesome. Just a hoot. So I gotta see that. So Melanie, if you're watching, I'm sorry I haven't seen it yet. I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. All right, couple more because I went on there. I went on there unnecessarily. A couple more. At Dave McRae, good Lord, will you answer Whiplash? Where is Whiplash? Is he having whiplash? At Dave McRae, did you like The Rise of Skywalker enough to want to pick it up on Blu-ray? Yes, I will pick it up on Blu-ray.
No,
there you go.
I won't.
It has been answered.
There you go. But no.
No, Tony will not. It has been answered. Any last ones want to sneak in?
Jerron the Man at Tony Michael and at Dave McRae. I went back to your guys' Friday the 13th remake idea stream, and you guys had, oh yeah, we were talking about our ideas to relaunch it with Pam Voorhees and focusing in on the backstory of the events that happened, you know, after she kills the two kids in 58, and then fires that happened at the campground in the late 50s, early 60s, and creating a whole backstory. Yeah, that was a good stream. I remember that.
Yeah, cool. Here's a good right.
That tells you a lot. He doesn't remember it at all.
Edwin A. Sordo says, "What's good, Dave and Tony? What are your advantages and disadvantages from living in Atlanta and Toronto?" Well, that's a good question.
Advantages: cost of living is great. Taxes are great. It's affordability. God, yeah, that's definitely a big plus.
I would say that would be a disadvantage for Toronto. Toronto has the highest prices in the country, and I mean, it's the New York of Canada, right? Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's
that's true. Yeah.
Very, very expensive, and I would say that's a disadvantage. An advantage, of course, being that it's sort of the New York of Canada and the Hollywood North. Obviously for the entertainment industry, it's huge. And, so, you know, that's an advantage. And then a disadvantage, traffic is bad.
Traffic. I was going to say the disadvantage for us is the traffic. We have the worst traffic in the country. It's been voted that. And
there's a stretch of,
and
if you don't believe me, look this up. Oh yeah, Atlanta traffic is terrible.
It is. Fucking horrible.
There's a stretch. Toronto is surrounded by 400 series highways. Not 400 series highways, but they're called the 400 series highways. There's probably about, I don't know, 8 or 9 of them. There's the 401, the 400, the 410, the 409, the 404. And when I say highways, that's what we say. We call a highway. We call a freeway. What you guys call a freeway in the States, we call it a highway up here as well.
We call it a highway too.
Okay, cool. So anyway, there's a stretch of the 401, which the 401 runs all the way from basically Windsor, I think, if Tabitha is still in the room, which looks like she is. She's probably driven on the 401 many times. And because I think it stretches all the way down to Windsor and then all the way up to, I think it goes all the way to Montreal. It's a long, now it's not always incredibly hectic, but it's crazy. The stretch between Toronto, the stretch that goes across the top of Toronto, of the 401, often stretches into 16 lanes across. And it is the busiest highway in North America by volume of cars and trucks. And because it's a gateway, it's a major artery that connects Windsor to Toronto to Ottawa to Montreal. Like it's a big, so the shipping and the trucks and the trucks and the trucks. Tabitha will be able to vouch for me because she's been to Toronto. The trucks. Am I right? Just especially when you get into, you see all the, it's like it's crazy. It's insane. So it's just the traffic up here. I live probably about. If the traffic is moving, if it's moving well, I can make it from where I am right downtown by the CN Tower in about 35 minutes. But if it's rush hour traffic, it's 2.5 hours. It's ridiculous.
Yep, I know.
It's ridiculous.
I know that feeling. The girl's asked at the beginning of the shower scene, Dave, color or black and white films? Tony, color or black and white photos?
It depends.
It does.
I love me some old school black and white film. And there's a certain level of mood and atmosphere that comes with that. But I think it depends on the production, right? It depends on what you're trying to illustrate. And I think that would be the same with a photo too.
Yeah, certainly when I do my horror themed pictures, I definitely will always stay doing colors. It just would never fit because I try to stay true to the character and to the setting of the character. But when I do shoot my other pictures on my other Instagram account, what I love about black and white photography, whether I'm shooting film or digital, is there's a bit of mystery to black and white, a bit of, kind of a seduction, a mysterious, you don't know what the color.
There's a mystique about it.
Yeah. There's, you as the viewer have to try to figure out what is the color of the scene that I just shot, so that I do like a lot, that you can't convey with color. Color reveals all, but with black and white, there's a little bit of secret to it. And that's what I like about black and white.
So it's true.
But Dave's right. When it comes to filmmaking, not photography, but movie making, it varies, I guess, for the project.
It does. It does.
Your approach to black and white film, if you're going to shoot a black and white film, is going to be entirely different to just shooting regularly in color.
Right. And now, especially too, with today, it's such a niche, sticky thing to release a modern movie in black and white,
like Lighthouse,
like Lighthouse, but it becomes sort of a gimmicky. And you have to be careful because it can be seen as gimmicky because it's so unnecessary to do so. You don't have to do it anymore. It's not like watching a black and white film from the 30s, 40s, or 50s where it was, unless they, Technicolor, the film, but it was more accepted. It's more accepted to go back and even watch those movies because that's the time. It's a product of its time. And there's a charm and a mystery
like
that,
Psycho,
that comes
when
with
you
that.
watch it, there's a charm to it.
Right, exactly. And now it almost seems, why are we doing this? It seems too gimmicky.
There's only a couple of when I'm using the term modern, meaning my lifetime, we'll say from the 90s to today, of modern films that have come out that I've liked that were done in black and white. Kevin Smith's original Clerks, that was great, and it fits that black and white tone. Lighthouse with Pattinson and Defoe, it fits the tone of what the what's that guy's name that directed Lighthouse?
Oh, he's the guy.
Eggy.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, whatever. That, so it's like Dave's right. It's got to be like, I think personally, it could be done. A modern serial killer like Friday the 13th, like Halloween, like Nightmare on Elm Street, told today, done in black and white, but you gotta fucking execute it right. I think it can be done, but it's got, like Dave said, everything has to be right for you, the audience, to accept the fact that you're going to watch this horror film in black and white. But I think if done right, it could, if like Miyagi says, if done right, no one can defense.
Ah, there you go. Yes, that's what he is. I love that. I love that guy. Oh my God. He was, oh yeah. Fucking awesome, man. Absolutely love that guy. Okay, guys, listen, that's going to do it for us on episode 60 of Two Dudes and Some Bullshit. Tony, we've made it to 60. 60 of these fucking things. I wonder how many hours that is. 60 times, 2.5, whatever that is.
60
Jesus.
plus 1 because I joined you on the McRae Live. So.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Man, there's a lot of this stuff.
I
Unbelievable.
have ideas for the big 100. I know that we're going to make it. So.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get close to that by the end of this year. We might not hit 100 by the end of this year, but we're going to get up there.
We're going to get close. We're going to get close. Yeah, folks, that is definitely going to do it for us on episode 60. I want to thank everybody who sent in some super chats. We appreciate it so much. You guys are amazing. Sincerely, thank you for supporting the channel in that way. And if you want to follow Tony Michael on Instagram and see what he's doing with horror, there it is right below his window. Tony Michael photo, Tony Michael pics. You want to follow me on social? Hey, come on. There I am. Instagram right there. Dave McRae 79 and at the VoiceMann on Twitter. Tony, any last things you want to say, my man, before we're out?
Man, this was great. It was great to share. Like I said, this is my favorite Friday the 13th film. It's my third favorite horror movie all time. So it was really cool to share this with you guys and hang out with you, Dave, tonight. And
absolutely
watch this. So I had fun.
Yeah, me too, man. It was nice to be able to share that with you as well, because I know it's one of your favorites. I know it's one of your favorites. For sure. Alrighty, I may be back over the weekend, depending if I'm inspired by something, but if I'm not, we'll definitely be back Monday night. Yeah, we'll be back that quickly. That's for right. Two Dudes.
We're coming back Monday. Monday night.
Coming back Monday.
Back on track.
Back on track. Alrighty, good night, everybody.
No pun on the back.